Why is it just showing me grass off?
Yeah, it probably is
Press
incorrect,
my
Newman.
mouse wheel down.
Grass? Yeah. Oh, son of a bitch.
What the fuck?
You pressing your window key?
Alright, you're just gonna float for the rest of the night. Excellent. Alright. Stop that. Alright, Sergeant Smith, you taking care of those lines?
Yep, yes, sir.
Alrighty, let's start off. Nope, 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 nope. Totally just did all of this fucking ass backwards. Everybody recover, get out of your seats, fucking meet me outside.
Oh, we need a macro dagger, don't we?
Alright. Fucking got thrown off my fucking game. Apologize for that, gentlemen. Alright. So, I need a volunteer to be team lead today. Anybody but Wade.
Private Adamson will say, Sergeant.
Alright. Alright, since you have a full fire team, I want you to delegate who's gonna do what.
Private Marsh, you'll be auto rifleman. Rhodes, you can be grenadier. And Wade can be my rifleman and 2IC.
Alright. Excellent. Follow me to the supply sergeant. Let's get kitted out.
Sorry for being late, Sergeant.
It's alright with me.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I can go ahead and commit 4:30 to 7, or I guess, let me convert that really quick. 19:30 to, what is it? 22:30? Or 2200? For OSUT on Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Good. Yep, you just need a medic. That way, you do everything by the right way. Whenever people are injured and stuff like that, we don't have people actually being medics who aren't supposed to be. You know what I mean? Oh, no, I do play with headphones. What do you mean, do you play without headphones now? Alright, stand by.
Alright, get up in pre-combat formations.
And also, Mark, they want to tell you, make sure I'm not on yelling. They want to tell you, you got a big compliment by, Sergeant Munson and, the rest of his actual team and his, squad. Based off your performance, as their medic, filling as their medic.
But I didn't do anything.
I did say you did a good job, so.
I appreciate the compliment. I think I used like 3 morphine and that was about it.
So, nice job representing T2 as well. Keep up the good work, man.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Like, they didn't tell me to tell you that that they said that, but I was in their room for the squad training. They were saying, yeah, Private Maka is a good medic, stuff like that. So they were talking about yesterday's FTX, well, Sunday's FTX.
More than 2 shakes you're playing with.
Well, thank you, Sergeant.
Okay, let's go for these radio checks, guys. Roger. Prophet Morris, this is Alpha. Disregard.
And I'm pretty sure you're on squad net, Prophet Adams.
Is there any frequency I should be on, or could we just use group chat?
Completely. Let me check my radio.
No, there's any frequencies. 3-1 is the radio spell. We won't be using comms today. We're just going over PCCs.
Roger.
Here we go, from the back way. Are you ready?
I'm ready, sir.
Prophet Wade, this is Alpha. Radio check on frequency 100.1. Over.
Alpha's Private Wade, read you Lima Charlie on 100.1, over.
Prophet Wade, this is Alpha. Copy, out. Prophet Rhodes, this is Alpha.
Hey, Sergeant, I'll be alt-tab doing some homework. You let me know when we're on the move.
Over.
Keep copy. Well, if you want to go inside right now, go inside right now. Make sure your soft cover's off.
Alpha, copy, out. Prophet Morris, radio check. This is Alpha, radio check on frequency 100.1, over. Prophet Morris, this is Alpha, copy, out.
Make sure you condition for that rifle on the roads. Bag it and your vest. Actually, play carrier.
Night vision Morris, take that off.
Well, first look sound is strange. Like it's coming for speakers. No, nothing's coming for speakers. What do you mean? I'll keep the door open. You give me a ring.
Alright. So what's going on, Alpha? I'm fucking rocking and rolling, and I went stagnant.
Just a radio check with you now, Sergeant Maggiore. Actual, this is Alpha, radio check on frequency 100, over.
Alpha, this actual heavy Lima Charlie on frequency 100, over.
Relax, my mic was muted the whole time. But yeah, I don't know what you mean by it being muted or anything like that. Hopefully we get that straightened out.
Now what you're gonna do next, Alpha?
I don't know why we could have done the PCCs after we went over land nav.
Ice report, Sergeant.
Yep, don't need one of those. I know everybody's green. Well, yeah, you know what? You could call it an ace report. To a point. I'm sure everybody is healthy. But I just need to know if y'all are good to go. Talk to your guys about that. Just make sure everybody's good. They have all their essentials. And let me know.
Squad, everyone ready?
Nope, part team.
Private Rhodes. White. Yeah, white screen. Actual, this is Alpha. Alpha is green to go. Over. Alpha is actual, good copy, yep.
Alright, fucking beautiful. That was fucking quick, fast, in a hurry. I like it. I don't know how it is, but y'all are different groups that got fucked up somehow. So we are going to learn how to join off of groups on each other. Does anybody, first off, not know how to join off of somebody else into a group?
No, Sergeant.
Alright, well, you're Alpha, so they're going to join off of you. So, the key is to stare at the person's ass, hit the Windows key, and you will see something that says interactions on that person you're looking at. And there's another one to the right that says join group. There you go. And Private Roach join off of Private Morris. Yep. We're not into that kinky shit.
Morris, quit playing around. Just put my ass.
So Private Morris is good. Private Rhodes needs to join off of. There you go. And Private Wade. Excellent. Now, since there are 2 fire teams per rifle squad, Alpha will be red and Bravo will be blue. So now you want to change the color that your name is highlighted in. So you want to join red by control.
Look, you still there?
Excellent. Beautiful. Alright. So,
Mr. Luke, probably gone now.
just a quick
Probably
little thing.
dead, you never know.
Presses H hotel key. You will pop up a microdagger, and now you see on the screen how you see red dots
Yes,
on
sir.
the screen. That's
Yes, sir.
you and your that's your team. You're the green circle with the little triangle point, and everybody in red is your team. So, all right,
Copy, Sergeant.
excellent. Y'all did good with that pre-combat check. All right, Alpha, fall out, get to the classroom, let's get reseated, and we're gonna go over some map reading.
Copy that.
Alpha, stand.
Let's move.
Helmets and glasses.
Afternoon, Sergeant Smith.
It's good shit, Adamson.
Heyo.
Mike, good to see you.
Nervous. Nah, brother, you good to go.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Pass on an excellent job with my last kids.
Let's get this shit started here. Alright. So, hopefully, everybody was telling the truth when Alpha asked if y'all ready to go. So, let's make sure everybody's got maps. Press M, Mike, and your map should pop up. Everybody seeing it?
I see you.
Yes, sir.
Sergeant.
Excellent. Alright. So, change this color here. You have grid lines on the map. You have vertical and horizontal. Your fucking horizontal is your easting lines, and the vertical is northern. So when you read a grid reference out, you're going to use the horizontal line first, and then, your vertical line first, and then your horizontal line. You go northern and easting. Pretty straightforward. Next one, Sergeant Smith. Alright, so we're going to go over how to read 4, 6, and 8 digit grid references right quick. It's easy enough to do a 4. You can have your box with a fucking little crosshair deal majig. You can have that over the map. And you can use your scroll wheel to zoom in and out of your map Is that working for everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, so they have a green box in the middle of the map where the airfield is. You scroll into that, and you get to where you have 2 digits on the top and bottom, and 2 digits on left and right. By having 2 digits like that, we will be able to get a 4-digit grid reference. So if I wanted to get this northwest gate here on the airfield, if we wanted to start getting grid references to assault that point, we can start with a 4-digit grid reference. Now, 4-digit is only going to give you 1,000 meters square on that northwest gate. If you were just trying to be vague and have guys fucking run around for a half hour, then a 4-digit grid reference is the fucking way to go. But I'm going to teach you how to do all 3 of them. So the 4-digit grid reference for this northwest gate will be grid ref 1416. Everybody understand how I got that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright. So you're always going to read this way and that way. Everything that's in this grid is from that line to this line. So you're going to start from left, everything from that line to that line, and you're going to start from the bottom up. Alright, so like I said, that 4-digit grid ref will give you 1,000 meters square of accuracy for what you're trying to call out. Which is good if you want to get everybody's attention on a certain location, if you're doing a planning meeting right before an operation. That's gravy. But it's not that good if you're in the field and you're trying to move your men to a location. So we can scroll in a little bit more, and we will get 3 digits on top and bottom with 3 digits on the sides. This will allow us to get a 6-digit grid ref. It's not much different than what I just showed you how to do a 4-digit. Just got 2 extra digits in it. So we're still working on this northwest gate. So that grid ref is going to be grid ref 142164. Left and right, bottom to top. Now, by giving that grid reference, that grid square is 100 meters square. So that's pretty tolerable with movement in the field, especially doing something quick, fast, in a hurry, and not having time to sit down and plot a 8-digit grid ref. But if we needed to get a little bit more accurate with it, we can do an 8-digit grid reference. So by breaking down that grid square into tenths, we are now shrinking the size of where we're pointing to down to 10 meters square. So when you call out an 8-digit grid reference, you're given a location that's 10 meters square, which is pretty nice. And you're always going to start just like that. It's not completely accurate. I don't have my map tools on me. But you get the idea. You're going to start from bottom to top with 1, and or should I say left to right, with 1 through 9, and having 0 end on that side, which would indicate the very last part of that. So, dead. Excuse me. Left to right. Bottom to top. So we're still dealing with this northwest gate. So the first portion, we can get a 4-digit grid reference. It will be 142. We can say, just call it 1. Close enough. And our second part will be 164. 3. So our total grid ref will be 1421 1643. Everybody see how I got that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright. Rid of all this. Alright, Private Wade. I'm just gonna ask for the 8-digit, because if you can give me an 8-digit, you can give me a 4 and a 6-digit grid ref. So right here, this south gate, it's a bit east, southeast.
Alright, you ready to start?
Yep, send it.
It's going to be grid ref 149er5 1628.
Close enough, I'll take it. Alpha, go up northeast. You see this northeast gate?
Roger, Sergeant.
Yep.
A digit.
Go for it.
1535. Sorry, 1534. 1751.
You had it backwards.
Yeah, sorry. So 1531 0
Well, 1, I'll take 1.
1754.
Yeah, 4, 3. So, yep. Private roads. Let's go to the east about 300 meters. And this gas station symbol.
158.
Nope. I'll be right there. This is, remember, left to right, bottom to top.
1579 and 1745.
Close, yes. And Private Morris. Excuse me. Private Morris, come over here a little bit more east to this church. Give me a 8-digit grid ref.
Uh, 1612 by 1739er.
Excellent. All right. Any questions on that before we move on?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right,
So, sir.
confident y'all have grasped that. Y'all learn a little bit more about that when y'all actually do land nav in your squad. It's fun. All you have is a fucking binos, a compass, and map tools in your map, and you get to find your way around. Alright, next slide please, Sergeant. Alright, map colors. You have gray, which indicates man-made features. Blue identifies water. Brown identifies relief features and elevation. Green identifies vegetation with military significance. Red is railroads and also terrain elevation features. Black is grid lines and or power lines. To become a fucking deco helicopter pilot or fucking jet fighter, you gotta watch for those. Thick orange lines are main supply routes, indicating a paved surface. A medium thick yellow line is ASR, or alternate supply route. That is a nicer of the two dirt roads. It looks like a paved road, but it's dirt. And then you have the hollow lines, which is like your true backwoods dirt road with the fucking ruts. Something to go off-roading on. Next slide, please, Sergeant. Alright. We open our maps back up if we didn't close them out. Let's focus in on grid ref 09er17. Everybody on that general location?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Sergeant.
Kind of focusing on these hilltops, ridges, all that good shit. Alright, so you have multiple color lines, 2 color lines, more exact, and that is making up your terrain. It's giving you all the information you need to know about the terrain in that area. It's telling you how steep it is from the low point, which would be a valley down there, up to a hilltop up here. And by knowing that this hilltop is 182, you can accurately figure out what the elevation here is in that valley. But we got fucking electronic tools to fucking tell us that, so I'm not gonna harp on that too much. But the more tightly packed terrain features, these contour lines, the steeper it is, the terrain. So just watch that when you are planning routes. You don't want to get caught climbing up a fucking steep hillside trying to reach the peak, because your movement will be slow, and you definitely don't want to kill the stamina of your guys if you don't have to. Alright, next slide please, Sergeant. Alright, so we're going to go over some major and minor terrain features. Major would be considered hills, ridges, depressions, valleys, and saddles. Minor is draws, spurs, and cliffs. I'm going to go over each one of them, so don't worry. Alright, next one, Sergeant Smith. Alright, now, first one is a hilltop. If you zoom in fairly good with Hill 182, where I put the H, you can see that there are multiple hilltops now. So you got Hilltop 182, Hilltop 179er, 178, 175, 172, 170. That's hilltops. This 182, 179, that's just not arbitrary numbers up there. That is the elevation of that hilltop from sea level. But it is also good reference markers when you are trying to get everybody on the same page. You know, just blurt out, okay, so our rally point could be like Hill 182 or something of similar. So, like I said, this is a hilltop. It is great for recon if the AO is close by, or it is good for recon of your further word I'm looking for, the rest of your route. Good, get up there, get a quick look out, make sure the rest of the way you're going is clear. If not, it lets you decide to do something else. Now, don't skyline. Skyline it is when, if you're at the peak of this hilltop, and say you're looking down that way, believe it or not, you can be seen quite a distance away when you skyline, especially when your black silhouette is up against a blue sky. So keep that in mind. If you do have to get to the edge of a hillside and look down, make sure you go prone, and that'll still allow you to get some recon out. Now, using a hilltop, do your job, get up there, you got to recon, don't sit up there. Not a good place to be, even though you might think because you have the higher ground. But having a higher ground where you have nowhere else to go, if you start having enemies push up on multiple sides of you, the only way you can go is either fight or get an air extract, and hopefully the bird don't get fucking shot down. And it is hard, especially when it's steep, to fight a enemy that is pushing up on you, because you really cannot engage them until they get a certain distance upslope, because you're going to have to either meet them where you can see all the way down, which means they can see all the way up at you. So yeah, it's nice that you do have the high ground, you can fall back and use defilade for cover, but eventually you're going to meet with the enemy because they're pushing up on you. So do your job, don't picnic up there, recon, and fucking get off of it and keep moving. We're a light infantry unit, and speed is key. Alright, next slide, please. Alright, ridge line. All the hilltops I just pointed out, all of them together makes up a ridgeline. Ridgeline is great to mask your movement from one side. So let's just say for shits and giggles, we were moving in that direction. You want to move up high, close to the ridgeline, but not so far up that you fucking skyline and people can see you from the north side of that ridgeline. But you don't want to fucking travel so far as down, say like here, because if you get engaged from fucking here, you have fucking a lot of traveling to get up slope to get over defilade and get onto the backside of the ridgeline to get some ground between you and the enemy. And chances are you're going to move slow going upslope because we fucking tend to move slow moving uphill. So by staying up high, you still have enough cover and concealment from that side. But if you do get engaged here, you can flip your troop past any one of these fucking saddles and hurry up and get them on the backside of that ridge line to get some hard cover. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it for the ridge line. Like I said, it's good for keeping a high ground while you travel. Just don't go so far high up as to skyline. That's the most important point. Alright, next slide, please, Sergeant. Alright, so like I said, these are your saddles. You have high points, followed by a low section of the ridge line. So, these are saddles. This is the low point between the hilltops. Now, instead of having to move your guys up over the highest point of a fucking ridge line, which would be the hilltop, you can move them through a saddle. Like I just said, if you happen to get engaged while moving there, you can jump your guys on the backside of that ridge line using a saddle instead of having to fucking crawl all the way up to the top of that hilltop to cross over. So, also, these aren't really crazy high hilltops next to each other. So the saddle here doesn't make much difference. But when you have extremely high hilltops and they're separated a little bit, when you push through a saddle, these hilltops give you cover on your left and right flank as you push over that ridge line. Next slide, please, Sergeant. Alright, valley. So, this is a valley down here. Some low ground. You can see valleys because most of the time the roads are in valleys. They're just fucking usually the lowest point in that area, ground-wise, and it's the flattest ground. Valleys are great to have a convoy pushing through, motorized convoy. Go fast. Don't try to keep any halt down to very, very minimum. And if you do, don't stay stopped for long because youth movement is a great asset. Now, I personally would not want to march my guys through a fucking valley because let's take this valley for an example. We will pushing our guys. We were doing a fucking road march in this fucking valley, which I would say is fucking suicide. Because now you have enemy can have that position, fucking that position, that position. They got fucking elevated positions all fucking around you, just fucking waiting to lay hate on you. And it's not like they're shooting far. This fucking Hilltop 144, they're only shooting fucking 200 meters downhill at you. You know, they got this fucking bulk buildings here, so they got fucking hard cover there. You know, they're only shooting fucking 125 meters away from you, so it might look far distance on a map, but it's fucking up close and personal. So I would personally stay off of a fucking valley and a road march with my guys. But if you do, be prepared to fight a build battle. So it's good for a convoy. It's bad when you're on foot. It is also a great place to set up a fucking ambush on an enemy convoy. Let's look at this part right here. You can see where the fucking road curves pretty hard here. That would be a great fucking place for ambush. You got 3 well elevated places around that point. Set a couple of fucking landmines, some fucking demo charges on the road, and get ready for them to come around, because they're not going to be able to come full speed on that MSR. They're going to have to slow down a little bit, and that's when you can fucking hit them. So what we can do is also what the fucking enemy can do, so just keep in mind when you're fucking moving your guys. Alright, next slide, please, Sergeant. Probably one of my favorite fucking terrain features to use while fucking moving. So we'll kind of start from the beginning. Your fucking hilltops, multiple hilltops turn into a fucking ridgeline. Your fucking ridgeline has fucking saddles. 99% of the time, a fucking saddle will lead down a fucking draw, and it will lead into a fucking valley. Like that. This kind of leads into that one. This one leads into that one. So, a fucking draw is a great way to get from the high ground here to the low ground there, or vice versa. Instead of you fucking walking out on the side of a fucking hillside out in the open, you at least have semi-decent cover on your flanks when you use a fucking draw. As long as you can keep your guys below deflated and they're not fucking skylining over the deflate of that fucking draw. That's about it on that. See where these red lines here are? You got one arrow in the middle, that's your fucking draw. The 2 outside arrows are your spurs. Where those 2 outside arrows are, that's where I would typically move my guys. I would keep them on the edge of that draw. I would keep it on the spur, low enough that they're not fucking skylining, but high enough that they're not at the very bottom of the draw. By doing that, it gives you a quicker reaction time to if the enemy does stumble across you in a draw. So you're not at the very bottom. You'll see them before it gets really bad. And also it gives you somewhere to go. If you're at the bottom, you have nowhere to go. So if you're up higher and you need to fucking fall back a little bit, you always have fucking room to move. Next slide, please, Sergeant. Alright. Depression. This is the closest I can get to you for depression. Looking at that same hilltop and ridge. Let's see, we would have this. That area, and you could call this area here, fucking depression. It is surrounded by high ground, and in the center is low ground. Definitely not a place you want to be. So if you do happen to have to travel through a fucking depression, just make sure you do it quick, fast, in a hurry, and don't fucking stop. Fucking move like you got a meeting. Because you're surrounded by high ground, and it's a great ambush place by the enemy. And obviously it's a great ambush place for us. Next slide, please, Sergeant. And cliffs. Let's go on a little field trip on a map. Let's go north, northwest, up higher. Actually, this road in particular. This is the closest thing you're gonna see to fucking cliffs. The fucking cliffs start on this fucking road. And the fucking land goes drastically down to the fucking ocean with the fucking quickness. So just watch traveling. Let me change the color. Just watch traveling like that, because you're fucking one flank. I mean, it's nice because you kind of have security to one side, but your flank is up against a fucking wall of death. So if you get fucking hit on your front and sides, you pretty much have to fight your fucking way out of that, because unless you do some fucking lone survivor shit and throw yourself off the cliff, you're not going anywheres. So just be mindful of your surroundings. Always fucking try to think 2 steps in advance of what you're fucking about to do. And like I said, there's always a plus and a negative. Negative to us is a plus to them, and vice versa. So if you can catch the enemy with their backs to a fucking cliff, go for it. Fucking move your guys in, flank them on each side so they can't escape, and just keep overwhelming firepower as you bound forward on them. And next slide, maybe. Alright, so that is it for terrain features. Any questions on what I just went over, gentlemen?
No, Sergeant.
Alrighty. We're gonna go over Microdagger. Fucking miracle of science. If everybody presses the hotel key, your Microdagger will pop up in the left-hand corner of your screen. It will give you the time of day in-game, the top middle. The bottom left-hand side will give you the fucking degrees in which your body is facing. It does not change when you fucking hold Alt and look around, only as your body moves. Also, it gives you the grid reference in which you are standing in, and it gives you the cardinal direction in which your body is facing. So as you move, the cardinal direction moves, and the fucking degrees move. It's a great tool to have up. It takes a little while if you're not used to playing with it on your screen, but it's a great fucking tool. Instead of having to pull up your compass every time you see a fucking contact or a fucking possible enemy contact, you have this up, and fucking it's so much it's easier to call out The first important part of a contact report or a spot report is fucking direction. Call it direction, you get everybody turned and looking in that direction. Then you fucking give out the description and the distance. By the time you fucking give out the distance, fucking 70% of the people that are looking over there fucking already spotted what you called out. So, by using your fucking micro dagger, it'll help you call out faster directions, and it helps you keep eyes on the people in your fucking squad. And in your fire team, your buddy. So, should never have here the fucking excuse I didn't know where my fucking buddy member was at. I couldn't find him. Unless you got fucking kidnapped or some crazy shit, you should always be able to find him. More important finding him if he's lost than fucking shooting a rifle. Fucking get back safe with him and then fucking continue kicking ass. I've stressed that enough. Fucking buddy teams, buddy teams, buddy teams. Fucking communication, communication, communication. You can't fucking fight a war by yourself, and you can't fucking fight a war without communicating. So, remember that. Yeah, remember that shit. Alright. We can make this a little bit more interactive. If you hold control and hit hotel key, your micro dagger now is blown up and it's full size and you can interact with it. If you want to move it to the side of your screen, you can left click on the body of it and you can move it over. Now, when you're over the screen of your micro dagger, you'll see a little line with the point on it. That will give you the grid reference in which the end of that point is in. So not the grid ref that you're in, but the grid ref that fucking pointer is in. It gives you the meters and difference the sea level is between you and that location. And it gives you how far in distance you need to travel from where you currently are standing to where that arrow point is currently located. So roughly from our spot in the classroom, and if we go to recruit training classroom, it is roughly 100 meters away, and we have to travel roughly 090 degrees almost directly north to get to that classroom. Is everybody tracking on how that works?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Sergeant.
Excellent. And if you want to, you can right click it and you can drag it around, move it, and you can also fucking zoom in and out. So it's fucking pretty handy piece of equipment. And you can zoom in pretty far and you can actually see each of y'all sitting at the desk. You can see Sergeant Smith back behind you and myself standing in front of you. So when I say you can't fucking find your buddy member, that's fucking bullshit. Heard
Interrogative,
it.
Sergeant.
Send it.
What's the 14-meter thing there below the coordinates?
That is the elevation and height difference between where you are and the arrow.
Okay, Roger that.
Yeah, yep, not a problem. Alright, any questions on your micro dagger?
No, sir.
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, yep, use it, don't abuse it, don't fucking get lazy with it and start fucking losing situational awareness, because that will get you fucking with a bullet in your ass with the quickness. Alright, anything else, Sergeant Smith? That's the last one. That
Yep.
is it. Excellent. Alright, that'll be it. You want to take them along to the vehicle ID, Sergeant Smith?
Definitely.
Excellent. They're all yours.
Thank you. Arjun, on your feet. Follow me.
Squirrel wheel, Private Morse. There you go.
Let's go ahead and form a foul real quick. I'm gonna get me a rifle. Over here. Oh, I was gonna go do your PCCs by the staging area over here.
Yes, Sergeant.
Right here. Hey, Jason. Oh, I'm sorry to see you comment, Jason. I'm sorry, I was reading a book. Alright, go ahead and recover. Follow me.
There you go.
Alright, when you guys look at the blue flag, do you see something that says, vehicle ID? No, this flag right here.
I don't think they fixed that yet.
Alright, stand.
Yes, Sergeant.
Fuck, we got Bones over here. Beam us up, Scotty.
Get this fixed right now.
You're really trying to make that stick, huh, Sergeant?
Oh, you're Bones to me. It's over with.
I'm gonna have to transfer to 68 whiskey now.
Yeah, right.
I'd be a terrible medic, though. I got too much Havoc 1-2 in me.
Right.
I'd be getting yelled at for kicking in doors all the time.
Mike, I'm bleeding out. Shut up, I'm trying to shoot.
Shut up, I'm clearing this building.
Yeah.
Task Force Alpha filled in for 1-2, and that's all the squad leader can do is a room clearing, buddy.
Yeah, he told us about that. He said he was. You don't often get fucking compliments from Sergeant Munson, but he fucking was impressed with you.
Alright, teleport to vehicle ID.
Yeah, he's fun to try to keep up with.
He's definitely very aggressive squad leader.
Oh yeah.
Y'all don't see it? You should see it says teleport to vehicle ID.
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, just about all there.
Alright, I'm gonna have to teleport you. You sure?
Yeah,
Look at the flag. If not, then I'll just teleport you there specifically.
Stand back where I am, Brad Morris. And then, like, approach the flag, like, step by step, and hit your scroll wheel. Should pop up.
I'll just teleport you here specifically.
We're missing somebody.
Yep, he's having problems. Put him in now.
Down, and then kind of.
Alright.
Private Morris.
Oh, he's here? Oh, look at that. Yep, crashed my game. Alright, go ahead and follow me.
Fucking. The alley of death.
Alright, so this right here is basically the variants of the BTR. There's three variants, 60, 70, and 80. Those are three variants, nothing much different, just a newer model, higher the number you go. Now the 80 has a little bit more improved armor, however, it can be taken out with any weapon system that you want to throw at it. Now it can be engaged with your Law, what I mean by Law, your M72 Law, your M136 Heat AT4, with your 40mm rounds, but the most effective one would be your HEDP 40 mics. And then in addition to that, 50 caliber rounds can penetrate through the armor along with 7.62 rounds from your M240 Bravo. Now, along with BTR, there's a light armor and heavy light armored vehicle, and it's classified as an APC, and that means an armored personnel carrier. Now, it can carry, I should say, like around around about at least 8 men plus 2 more. So about 10 people approximately. Now it is mounted with a 14.5mm KP VT heavy machine gun, which is what you see that turret up there. And sometimes it may be mounted with a second gun, which is 7.62 millimeter gun, but usually never be mounted with it. And wait, we don't want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. And these vehicles are also amphibious, so they get on that water, they can be run away from us, and then get back to land somewhere else, and then try and engage us from different areas. So be careful with them. Now, with any other armor piece, I'm about to show you the most effective way to engage them is from over here, from their sides. You can just shoot the tires. You can disable tires, keep it from moving. However, remember that it's still dangerous because the turret can still engage it. Hit it from the rear. You penetrate through the rear here, and you hit the troops that may be inside of it. So like I said, it's an armored personnel transport or a carrier, so it does transport personnel in there. And then you can also, if you have a good elevated position, you could engage it from the top. And if I were you, if you're trying to engage it from the top and you're in an elevated position, aim for the turret. At least you disable the turret from shooting anybody else. And if they try to shoot through the turret, they can blow their own selves up. Alright, any questions to BTR 6780?
No, sir.
Alright, go ahead and follow me over here. Now, does this look any different? Does it look like
Definitely.
Does it look like a BTR or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is a BTR. What looks different of this BTR than the last BTR I just showed you?
Sorry, this gun looks like it's gonna hurt more, Sergeant.
Yes. Excellent. So the right thing here. This is a BTR 80 Alpha. Alpha section is basically telling that it has an autocannon. It has a 30mm autocannon that can explode based on impact. In other words, HE, high explosive round. That's the only reason why this is more dangerous than the BTR, the regular BTR.
Well, this one shoots high explosive rounds out of an autocannon.
Yep. And
It has a machine gun mounted on the side.
yep, that's his 7.62 coaxial machine gun. Or tank coaxial machine gun. Now, also, I'm going to point out as well that this turret is improved based off the other BTRs. It allows for an elevation to 60 degrees, so it can engage area targets as well. In other words, it can engage air assets if need be. Alright, the troops are mounted in the middle of the vehicle, no longer towards the rear. So basically they'll get in from the top and then they get inside. The crew will still be in the front, troops will be in the middle, and then the rear would be the engine, which is where you could engage it and effectively disable it, if need be. Now, if you continue, you engage it the same effective way I told you with the regular BTR. Yes, Corporal McCoy, before I continue.
Oh, thanks, Sergeant. I was going to add to, as far as engaging these vehicles with your AT, either the Law or the AT-4, you want to try and avoid hitting it direct front, because you can see the armor is sloped, and the chances of a direct hit are highly limited because of that sloped armor. Thank you, Sergeant.
Thank you, Corporal. Yes, if you try to even engage it from over here, it's going to bounce off, hit the ground, possibly, or hit to the top. So don't even waste a rocket hitting from the front. Now, I'll show you which armor piece is more improved from that way. That is more effective with a sloped armor. That I did want to go over, so I'll show you guys that in a few seconds. And you'll see it right behind you, it's the BMP. The BMP has a sloped armor, which can prevent any rounds from hitting it from its front and damaging the crew. Or injuring the crew. Any questions to BTR-80A?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yep, that's all I want to point out, is that it is a bigger threat than any of the armor pieces I'm going to show you, with exceptions of a few. This can engage infantry much worse than what a regular BTR can. So if you see this armored piece out there, and you see this little distinguished a turret up there, and then you could obviously know that it is a autocannon, a BTR-80A. Now, if it's hard for you to tell whether or not it's BTR-80A or BTR, just call it a BTR. But if you're able to see that it's in BTR-80A or 80 Alpha, please make sure you call out safety just like that. Don't just say BTR and you know it's a BTR ADA. Because then that way it lets us know that we need to engage this one first before we engage any other BTR and BMP. Alright, we go ahead and continue. Corporal Coy.
Okay, so just to actually add to that, the converse as well, if you just see the turret and you can't identify the exact vehicle it is, you can call up that it's a piece of armor with an autocannon as well. Just as long as you send up that there's an autocannon active in AO, that's probably the more important fact. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Alright, let's go ahead and move down the side. This is a BRDM, and it's mainly meant for reconnaissance. Can anyone can tell the difference between this and the BTR?
This one's got 4 wheels, Sergeant.
Yep. It's smaller than the BTR, only it has wheels actually in the center, but it uses 4 visible wheels to cross over the terrain. The reason why those wheels in the bottom to allow it to actually, if it does get stuck between an edge, and then like an edge of a hill or whatever is stuck through the middle of the vehicle, those wheels in the center can actually move and help it get out of that stuck position, which is why it makes it very good and ideal for reconnaissance. It is a 4-seat armored patrol car, and it also has amphibious capabilities. But it's mounted with the same, yes?
No, I was just going to say the same machine gun as the
Yep.
BTR.
It's mounted with the same machine gun as a BTR, 14.5 millimeter KPVT machine gun. However, it also can be mounted with a coax machine gun, a 7.62 coax machine gun if need be. Gauge it the same way. This is what you call light armor. You can gauge this with your 40 mics. If I were you, before you waste your law. But however, you can use it with your law and your 40 mics. So if you see this vehicle out here, do not use your M1360 rocket. Just use your 760. Oh, you're not 760 rounds. Sorry. HDP rounds or your law. Same way you engage it, engaging your other regular armor piece. So anything else I need to point out from there? Any questions with the BRDM?
No, Sergeant.
All right. Take a quick UE. Turn around. All right, you got the BMP 1 and 2 right in front of me. The BMP 1's to my left, BMP 2's to my right. Guys, see anything very different from the BMP to the BTRs?
One has a
Yeah,
rocket.
no tires on a BMP.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out if it's a BMP or a BTR. You look by tracks, or you look towards the tires. One quick thing we could use as a mnemonic device for you remember about BTRs, you can remember that BTR can stand for big tires. So if it has big tires, it's a BTR. If it has tracks, it's a what?
BMP.
Alright. Now the BMP-1 has a white unguided missile, and then the BMP-2 has a yellow anti-tank guided missile. Almost similar to our friendly tow missiles. Now along with that, every other variant of the BMPs have slightly the same armor. BMP-3 has a more improved armor. However, it can be taken out with AT-4 just the same way as the other BMPs can be taken out with. Now, the BMPs do have a variant. They can be equipped with a night vision mode, allowing it to actually see during nighttime. However, the BMP-1 and 2 does not have the capabilities of having thermal. Now, with the BMP-2, it's something a little different than the BMP-1. The BMP-2 has a 2 Alpha 42 30mm autocannon. And you guys can see that right now. It's different from the BMP-1.
Yes, sir.
So with a 30mm autocannon, it poses the same threat as the BTR-80 Alpha can. Now, with addition to that as well, like I said about the anti-tank guided missile, all they have to do is point at target and follow target the whole time. So point at target, they can launch the rocket, and as long as they follow target, they can engage target effectively, which means they can engage our friendly ground vehicles and shoot at us at the same time. So they can shoot us. So long as their turret follows us, the rocket will hit it. So I mean by that is what I'm trying to point this out is that they could use a turret and shoot at us while still pointing at us and waiting for the rocket to hit our vehicle. So they could injure us inside the Vic and at the same time blow up our Vic, making sure that we can't get out. which is what makes the BMP-2 very dangerous. However, its predecessor, which is the BMP-3, is heavily armored. Is a heavily armored infantry fighting vehicle within its service of the BMPs. That's something I did forget to point out to you as well, that these two vehicles are infantry fighting vehicles, or in other words, IFVs. Now, the BMP-3's main gun is a 100mm low velocity rifle cannon, and it shoots high explosive shells. And it also has an anti-tank guided missile, just like the BMP-2. And it can also mount a dual-fed 30mm autocannon as well, if need be. But most of the BMP-3s you'll be seeing only has the 100mm high explosive rifle cannon. Now, along with that, it always will be mounted, however, though, on the side of its turret, a coaxial 7.62mm PKT machine gun. You know, it's always going to be built in with the turret, so that's something you always will expect. Then be able to shoot you while trying to fix the turret if it may be disabled. Now, BMP-3 looks significantly different than the BMP-1 and 2. It's a little bit more lighter green than the dark greenish, as you see right here. Well, it's not olive green, I should say. It's a little more lighter green. So it's a little bit distinguished between, a little bit different, but you'll notice that it's a BMP-3, and I'll show it to you guys after OSUT. Any questions with the BMPs or the infantry fighting vehicles?
No,
Sergeant?
Yes.
I have a question, Sergeant.
Yes.
Can you blow the track off on these, or is
Yes,
that...
yes, you can. However,
So
I advise you.
Be disabling the turret, but the track, you can at least stop it from moving. Then.
Yes, however, I won't advise you to waste your rocket on blowing up a track. And let me show you guys a little bit different way. The engagement technique is the same thing as the BTR, but however, this is what you want to aim and point for. Right here, on this side. And if you just want to engage the track, sometimes it will actually go through here and disable the vehicle, make it go catastrophic. You want to engage the engine compartment at the top. When this thing starts off, you're going to see smoke coming out, letting you know that it's running. That's where you want to hit it at. If you hit where the smoke is coming out of, you could basically effectively disable the vehicle. Hit it from the rear, which is where troops can mount up from, and this could take 7 to 8 troops, less than what the BTR can take. And if you're in an elevated position, hit it to the top. Any questions?
No, Sergeant.
All right.
No, Sergeant.
And what place do you never want to engage the BMP at?
The front.
The front, yes. You hit it, that round which just bounce right off. Or it'll hit by impact, but won't do that much of an effect. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the next vehicles. And this is a ZSU. And by specifically, its full name, ZSU-23. And 23 is a little bit distinctive because it's actually, the 4 cannons on there is actually a 23mm autocannon rounds. However, even though it's not 30mm, it's 23mm autocannon rounds. So it still makes it more effective as it carries 4 of them. Now, it's a light armored, radar guided anti-aircraft weapon system. So it's meant to actually be mobile, to actually go around and effectively engage any of our air assets on the ground. Now, like I said, it has 4 2 Alpha 7 autocannons mounted on it, making it very lethal as it can engage our air assets very easily, and at the same time, with it being able to, or with it allowing it to actually aim a little bit further down towards the ground, it can engage friendly ground troops at the same time as well. So this is what makes it highly dangerous to us. Makes it more dangerous than BTRs, because imagine 1 autocannon shooting at you. Now imagine 4 shooting at you at the same time, with the same firing rate. Excuse me. So that being said, if one main distinctive thing you can see from this ZSU is one thing that stands out out of everything. What do you see?
Radar dish on top.
Radar dish. So it can be hiding behind cover, but however that radar dish is stupid enough, it can blow its this thing's cover. So when you see radar dish, you know it's a what?
ZSU-23.
ZSU. Now its name, or its name is Shilka. That's what the name will be called, as Shilka. I usually like to give you guys the actual full name, ZSU, and then give you the code name. That way you could actually know both of them at the same time, instead of just giving you the code name first. So, you see the radar dish, you know it's a Shilka. Now, its bigger brother, which is a little bit more improved, is the Tunguska. Tunguska on the other hand, has a moving radar dish. It doesn't have a drum looking like how this one looks like, but the drum dish, I'm not sorry, radar dish is almost cone shaped. I'm gonna say cone shaped, but like imagine a circle, correct? Now imagine the circle become a semicircle. Now the circle is not, huh?
Any lips?
Almost like an ellipse, but it's not filled in. So along with that, it has a spinning radar dish. So the radar dish is not stable like this one is, but the radar dish is spinning, so it's static. I mean, I'm no longer static, but dynamic. So basically, with it spinning as well, without having 4 23mm autocannons, it has 2 30mm autocannons, and in addition to that as well, it is equipped with 8 rockets, or missiles should say, to be able to engage air assets as well. So it could launch about 4 rockets towards our A-10 pilot and engage us at the same time. You could also use its 2 30mm autocannons and shoot at our A-10 pilots and launch rockets, making it harder for our pilots to actually try to dodge the rounds of the actual 30mm high explosive rounds, and at the same time trying to dodge the missiles coming after them. Now, the reason why the Tunguska has 30mm H high explosive rounds than what the Ashoka has, which has 23, it's because it's meant to actually combat high improved air wings or air frames such as A-10, which can withstand most 23mm rounds. Any questions with the Ashoka before I continue further with the Tunguska?
What's the best method for killing it?
This one's lightly armored, almost the same armored size as the BTR, but a little bit less. You can engage it with your Law or your AT-4. Now, to your left, it's Tunguska. It's face backwards, but you at least know you see your rear. Now, the front, let's go ahead and get a little better look at it. You see the spinning radar dish right now, so that's what I was talking about right there. Now, at the same time, you can see the 4 rocket pods on both sides, which makes it a total of 8. Missiles. And then, along with that, 1 30mm autocannon on the left and 1 on the right. Now, to continue further with Tunguska and how it's much improved, it has several surface air missiles, like I said before, and then in addition to that, it has an increased engagement range from 0.2 to about 3 kilometers of altitude and 4,000 kilometers of range from ground to ground. Now, it has a combined rate of fire between 3,900 to 5,000 rounds per minute, and it can fire through its optics or through its radar, which means it can engage us, and it can engage through its optics, its radar, which means by targets. So it could, like I said, it could look at us at the same time and engage. It's engaged at the same time and fires missiles through its radar at airframes, so I have to look up. Any questions with the Tunguska?
No, sir.
Alright,
No,
you
sir.
guys know the major difference between the Tunguska and the Ashoka?
Yes, sir.
The radar
Sorry.
dish.
Yep. And armor looks a little bit, the camo on the armor looks a little bit different. And which one do you guys think poses the greatest threat?
It's Tunguska, sir.
Definitely. Alright, we'll go ahead and move on.
Sergeant,
Yes.
one question.
Yes.
The Ashoka is probably more threat to ground troops, though, is it not?
Yes.
Thank you.
Can I add to that, sir?
Yes.
The reason we classify the Tunguska as the highest threat that we engage usually is because if there are active Tunguskas in the AO, we cannot call in our air assets to assist due to the risk to the airframes.
Yeah, roger that.
Thanks, sir.
Yep, that's why his question just based off of what would be more danger to us, because which would be Ashoka, because it has 4 23mm autocannons. Even though it only has 2 30mm, yes, it will be much of a greater threat to us as it has multiple autocannon rounds. Alright. Anyone, can we guess what this is?
The main battle tank, sir.
Yep, MBT. And I'm going to guess a specific classification of this one.
T-80?
I guess I would say that. However, we can just go over on the classification of the MBT's main battle tanks. This is what I can tell you guys mainly from this standpoint. you will not be engaging this at any time whatsoever. Your AT4s, along with your any of your AT4s, I should say, your M136E, and along with your M72 Law, does nothing against an MBT. Based off of 150 meters or greater, your M136 or your Law can't do nothing to it. HE DP rounds does nothing. Your 7.62 rounds does nothing. 5.56 rounds does nothing. So if I were you and you're a ground infantryman, I mean you're part of a rifle squad, don't even try to engage it. Because all you can do is make it mad. It's gonna laugh at you for a quick second, turn its turret at you and engage you. And you're gonna ruin your whole squad because you decide to try to engage it. Now, on the other hand, though, this is something that the weapon squads love dearly because they can engage it very easily with their Maz rocket or with their Javelin. Javelin can turn this thing into pieces. The Maz can engage it from a certain distance, which is less than 1,000 meters. Now, at times, if there is a worst case scenario, and I mean by worst case scenario, I mean that this thing's rolled up your position and it could effectively endanger your whole squad and disabling you guys immediately. That's what I mean by worst case scenario. Now, what you can do, come over here. If you have eyes on the rear of the tank, you're going to hit it from right here, which is where the engine's at. You see that little thing right there where the engine could come out of? That's where you're going to hit it at. Now, if you're in an elevated position, you guys could get a little bit closer over here. You see these little filter things right there?
Yes, sir.
That's where the smoke comes out of the engine as well. You hit that, you get to the engine as well. You can blow it the MBT up. Now, once again, if you want to disable the turret, or that's the only position, or which is a better shot in my opinion, and not risking a shot on this right here because you may miss, you can just hit the very, very top of the MBT, which is right here. Right, I'm sending it on. You hit this top right here, the turret can't move anymore. You can smush it down. So that's where you can mainly engage it effectively to disable the armored piece. The sides, you hit it from the sides, you have to hit 2 to 3 shots with your M136 to disable it. But one shot from 100 meters or less, from the top right here, from top of the turret, or from its rear, can disable it. Now your Law, you have to be within 50 meters or less to get effective, to at least be able to disable the armor piece with your M72 Law. And they have to be 50 meters or less. But 100 meters or less with your AT4, or I'm sorry, M136 Heat, you could disable the armor piece. Now, I have done that within 75 meters. I've disabled the MBT. That was yesterday with the M136 Heat. It didn't go catastrophic, but it sure did make the crew dismount and we wrecked them. So you can engage it with your M136 Heat if the situation calls for it. Alright, any questions with the MBT?
No, sir.
Alright, Corporal Coy?
Thanks, Sergeant. I just want to add that it can be difficult when you're looking for a battle damage assessment on these vehicles because the smoke from the engine exhaust looks similar enough to the smoke that comes out of a vehicle that's about to go catastrophic. So make sure you're giving it time and really double checking to make sure that it's not just the exhaust from when it starts moving or shifting gears. That's all. Thanks,
does the gun actually go down and droop when it's disabled?
No.
In certain scenarios, I have seen that, but I wouldn't use that as a guarantee.
The turret will most likely stay the same place it was facing at before. If you disable the turret, yeah, sometimes it actually will face down towards the ground. But something I do want to point out what Colonel McCoy said about the exhaust. Where you see smoke's coming out of is where you want to hit it. So from the top part as well, I was telling you guys about when to engage it at. Where you could get to the engine and you can make the vehicle go catastrophic. The exhaust is coming out, that's where you should engage it with your rocket.
Right.
Alright, is that all the questions with the MBT?
Yes, sir.
Alright, turn around. And go over with your personnel carriers or your troop transport, or enemy troop transport vehicles. On my left is the gas, on your right is the Ural. These are what you call soft targets. You can engage them with your HE rounds, or your front of my mics, I should say. Excuse me. You could disable tires with your 7.62 rounds easily. 5.56 rounds. It may take a little bit, couple more extra rounds. However, I advise not even use 5.56 rounds to let the weapon squad machine gunners handle that with the tires. You can penetrate from the exact or direct rear of the vehicle. Sometimes your 5.56 rounds may not penetrate the side cabin, as the areas may stop the bullets. However, you can penetrate from the opening, which is advised, which is where you want to start shooting. Well, if you see the opening of the back of these vehicles, start shooting at them, because they are very vulnerable, and we do not play fair or fight fair in the Army. Now, if you do have a front position of the vehicle, shoot the driver, then shoot the passenger in the vehicle. Shoot the driver, the vehicle can no longer move anymore. Then you use your HEDP rounds and light that Vic up with it. Don't worry about wasting your law or your AT4 on it. This can carry a squad and a plus 2 more extra people if need be. Any questions with gas and the Ural?
No question.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, so move towards over here. Alright. In front of me is what you call a technical. It's from my left to the center to my right. Technicals are usually referred to as vehicles where it's a regular civilian vehicle. However, it's basically modified where they remove some certain things just to mount a static weapon on it. So when I Sergeant Margiotta is on right now, that's just a regular pickup truck with the door removed from it, and then a static MG placed onto the roof of it. Same thing with the left vehicle and right vehicle. It's what you call technicals. Any questions with them?
No, Sergeant.
No, sir.
Engaging with your HEDP. Do not even waste your law or AT4. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright, and you could, if engage them effectively as well, with your 5.56 rounds, just shoot the gunner, then shoot the driver. Alright, let's go ahead and move down towards what I call gun trucks, or what we like to call gun trucks. The gas on my left. Oh, and it's in front as well. Alright. Now, these are called gun trucks. They actually are military vehicles with weapons effectively designed to be placed on top of them. Now, with these gun trucks, you can engage in fact, just like I said, with the technicals. You shoot the gunner first, then the driver. So, quite self-explanatory. Any questions?
No question.
No, sir.
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir.
Alright. Move on to the enemy airframes. Alright, before we continue, any questions with the ground vehicles? Before we continue to the airframes?
No, Sergeant.
No,
Okay. There was a vehicle I did miss that I actually kind of wanted to talk about real quick. Sorry. Which was... Is it still here? Or was it removed? I don't think I see it anymore. But it is a variant of a BMP with a mounted mortar tube on the rear. That is basically their mobile artillery team.
It's back here, Sergeant.
Still there? Come follow me, guys. Right here. See the mortar tube at the rear?
Yes, sir.
This thing can engage us and then relocate and engage us again with mortar tubes as much as it can, and we can never figure out what exact location of the mortar team is at. So that's what makes it dangerous as well. However, it's only mounted with the A762 PKT machine gun to its front. Alright, let's go ahead and move back to our airframes. You don't know what this is.
A hind.
Hind. Classification?
Rotary?
No, not rotary, but its number.
24.
Yes. Hind Mi-24. Now, one thing about the Hind is a gunship. I mean by gunship, which means that our weapon systems can't do nothing to the gunship, as it is heavily, it has heavily improved armor, so our 5.56 rounds can never penetrate with it, and our 7.60 rounds cannot penetrate it. Now, one thing that you do see significantly with the Mi-24 is that you can engage just orders, and our 7.60 rounds can actually penetrate through that, and making the vehicle start going in a little frenzy, spinning around, and possibly, hopefully, the pilot isn't that good to where it crashes and disables the vehicle. Now, one thing significant about this Mi-24 Hind is that it has capabilities of carrying troops in the center, as you already see the cargo doors in the center, along with seats inside of it. So this thing can be a transport helicopter and a gunship at the same time. we see this thing landing, you know that it's dropping off troops. Most likely, if it's landing in our territory or where our friendlies are nearby at, you know it's possibly dropping a troop transport in it. Now it is equipped with about 4 missiles in a rocket pod that's closer to its cargo. It also is equipped with a Gatling gun below the gunner, along with a camera allowing it to be able to see a little further away. Any questions with the Mi-24?
No, Sergeant.
Alright, go ahead and follow me towards the troop transport helicopters. Alright, anyone know what this is?
Is this a hip, Sergeant?
Yes, Mi-8 hip. And then you guys see a little bit different between the one to my left and the right? Are these different birds?
One has weapons.
Yes. Are they different birds, though? Different classification or no?
They're the same.
Yes, they're the same. So it shouldn't be hard for you to figure out if it's an Mi-8 or not. So on my left is the Mi-8. And we basically just call this unarmed. However, even though it does have a mounted machine gun on its doors, however, we still will refer to this as a regular Mi-8 unarmed troop transport bird. One to our right, we call this an attack chopper. It's the Mi-8 attack chopper because it is equipped with a rocket pod on its right, along with a door gunner sides and towards its cargo doors. It can carry a squad plus a few extra more people if it needs to be. Once again, our 5.56 rounds cannot penetrate through its cabin. However, 7.62 rounds can penetrate that water, TR water, and possibly disabling the vehicle. HETP does not do that much of a heavy impact. You have to launch about maybe 7 rounds to disable the wings or the rotors. But 7.60 rounds does not do anything to it. So, in other words, leave rest of the airframes I just told you, the Mi-24 and Mi-8, and any other airframe you'll see, enemy airframe, to our friendly air assets. Any questions with the enemy airframes?
No, Sergeant.
Alright, let's go ahead and move to our friendly airframes. Alright. To my direct front, AH-64 Apache longbow. It is equipped with Hellfire missiles. That is, those are the missiles that are closer to its body, and the ones on its very far sides is the rocket pods, along with a Gatling gun below the gunner pilot. Now it is equipped with thermal and night vision capabilities, and is able to look at what I want to say. Sorry, I got distracted by writing. Oh, sorry. As camera capabilities to actually look further away as they need to be. Now with our Apaches, we use this mainly for reconnaissance and long-range engagements. What I mean is that the Apache could be about a kilometer or 2 up in the air, or it could be a kilometer or 2 away from us, hiding behind hills, using that as its cover. It waits for a target, either it being lased by friendlies or given by grid coordinates. Once it's given, or once it acquires a target or a gun run is called to it, it'll peek up from a hill, find a target, and engage it with its Hellfire missiles, hide back down, and then wait for its BDA. Which means that it's already hidden before the enemy even knows it's being engaged, and once the enemy's being engaged, they'll never know where it got hit from, because the Apache is not even detected on its radar. This which makes the Apache one of our most effective, I say it's the most, but one of our most effective engagement rotary birds, I should say. However, you'll be seeing this on some occasions as our escort birds, escorting our transport birds into the AO if need be. You'll be seeing it either in the front or in the rear to escort us into a hot LZ or whatsoever. And it mainly be used if we know that do not know if the LZ is hot or not. You'll see the Apache coming along with that. Any questions with the Apache?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Alright. Take a UE, you'll see the little bird. And actually, also, I did want to forget one thing. The Apache, its call sign is Warlord. Now, in front of us is the little bird, call sign Lancer. Lancer is equipped with rocket pod to the right and a Gatling gun to its left, with capabilities of with a camera capabilities below it, giving it a night vision, allowed to be able to see through night vision, and has thermal capabilities as well. Now, Lancer is mainly meant for reconnaissance as well, with it being able to maneuver quicker than what Apache can. However, it's slower than Apache. However, at the same time, it does a close cast for us if need be. You'll be seeing the Little Bird more than the Apache as our escort birds for our troop transport birds. Any questions with the Little Bird?
No, Sergeant. No,
Alright.
Sergeant.
Let's go ahead and move down. This is the A-10, call sign Thunder. The A-10 is equipped with various missiles everywhere around it. And it has a high caliber Gatling gun that is high explosive. And I forgot to point out as well that the Apache has high explosive rounds. Its Gatling gun has high explosive rounds as well. However, the Liberator does not have high explosive rounds. Now, continuing on, the A-10 has capabilities of has camera capabilities with thermal and night vision capabilities as well. So it can give out reconnaissance for us, letting us know if any enemy QRF is coming our way, and give out reconnaissance for us about 5 kilometers out away from the AO. A-10, you'll be mainly seeing this for our close air support most of the time. Then what you'll be seeing Apache for. It only has capabilities of actually equipping or allowing one pilot. So the bird goes down, and our pilot is gone, and then we'd have no more fixed wing air support any longer for a long time, unless the pilot made it from its eject or got it there safely with the eject. Any questions with the A-10 or any of our?
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
Okay, let's go ahead and move towards our troop transport air assets. So to my right and your left is the CH-47 Chinook, call sign Phoenix Heavy. More maneuverable and faster than to your right, my left, which is the UH-60 Blackhawk, call sign Phoenix. And the Blackhawk can carry almost around a squad plus 3 more people. So I would say the max amount of seats it can take if no one's occupying the door gunner slots is about 16. No, I'm saying yes. I'm saying corrected. 14. It could take about 14 people in it if the door gunner slots are not taken. Door gunner slots taken can only carry 12 people. So if we have more than 14 people, then we know we cannot take the Blackhawk. Now, to your left, could carry 2 squads plus a couple more people. So I would say about a total of 28 people could carry inside the Chinook if door gunner slots are not taken. Now, Chinook has the wings on the top, unlike the Blackhawk. The wings are on the top and from its and has a tail rotor that spins from the side, which makes it a little bit vulnerable towards any fire, making it spin to doing a death spin if it does get hit. It goes with the Blackhawk or Chinook.
No, Sergeant.
No,
All right.
Sergeant.
Now we move on towards the next portion, and that is basically mounting and dismounting out of our troop transport birds. So let's go ahead and go through the Blackhawk first. Alright. Anyone need a break? Y'all good?
All good, Sergeant.
You sure?
Good,
Oh,
sir.
good, Sergeant.
Alright, let's go ahead and give you 1 minute break. Just to make sure. Kneel down if you're gone, stand up when you're back. Come on, they were good. They needed that break.
You remember my 45-minute crash course in day 3, Sergeant Smith?
Is this it?
Well, it's when you and First Sergeant both had a class running at the exact same time, so you had to make mine 45 minutes.
Oh.
That was a fun morning.
I did want to point out, thanks for the follow, DN12. Sorry I wasn't able to point it out and call it out. I was in the middle of going through a lecture and speaking. I'm so sorry, man. Hopefully still there. I didn't mean, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't able to acknowledge the follow, man. But thank you so much for the support to my channel. Trying to stream mostly every day. If homework is not taking up my time. Thank you so much for the follow, man. Alright, welcome back. Alright, time to go over boarding the Black Hawk. Alright, so whenever you're boarding the Black Hawk, you're always going to approach it from a 90-degree angle to avoid being hit by the tail rotor or by this forward tilted main rotors, which is what you see right here. Yes, it does tilt. Now, sometimes as well, door gunners may engage somebody from this corner or from the right, or from this right front. That's why you want to engage it. Sorry, not engage it. Approach it from a 90-degree angle. So go ahead and come over here. Now this is a little bit similar to your PCC formation or your little file. Yes, Sergeant. No, Sergeant. All right. So yeah, this is basically the way you want to approach the bird. Sometimes I like people to go right here, be a little bit further away from the pilot. I'm not pilot, so the bird. Just in case if the bird needs to pick up for a quick second or like that, you guys won't be affected by its movement while it's trying to be lifted. Now, to continue, though, the bird would be basically in the order of this. Fire team leader, they're grenadier, and then rifleman. And then the people behind you will be either people from either the HQ element or just your squad leader and your squad medic would be either behind you guys. So you'd be the last ones to mount into the bird. Now, in addition to that, you guys will basically have your rifles pointed towards the ground, magazines loaded, and ready to fire once you get out of that bird. Now, if you believe that you're a little trigger happy, I advise you put the rifle on safety before you board into the bird. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, you guys are going to stay in this formation, and you guys will be a little bit tighter than what these guys are. You can be in this formation for a long time until you get the order of your chalk leader, or in other words, your squad leader. I should say this another way. You should wait till you get orders from your squad leader, or in other words, your shock leader, for them to give you permission to board into the bird. Now, when you hear the pilot tell your shock leader or your squad leader permission to board, that does not give you the permission to board. He just gave the squad leader permission to board. It's up to the squad leader's discretion when you're allowed to board in the helicopter. He's waiting for the permission from Tune HQ. He's waiting for permission from, which I also point out. He may have to wait because make sure that area is safe for you guys to board into. It's a whole lot of scenarios that the squad leader has taken into account. So when the pilot gives shock leader an order to board in the bird, should your team mount into the bird already, or you should wait for the order of your squad leader?
Wait for the order from the squad leader.
Awesome. The same information wait for the order. Once you give an order, and the squad leader says Alpha and Bravo mount into the board. The bird over. Then you as a team leader, you're going to say, you're going to tell your team, alright Alpha, let's mount. Or Alpha, we're mounted to the bird. From this point, you're going to double tap control. Or whichever way you are to raise your rifle. It's going to raise your rifle. Then you're going to walk to the bird. And then you're going to load into the bird. Reason why I say raise your rifle is because same way you mount into the bird is the same way you get kicked out of the bird. Or when you get out of the bird. So, we want to prepare you guys to actually get out the bird with your rifle pointed up and shooting at targets if they may be nearby when you get out the bird. But, continue on from there. Once you give an order to board into the bird, you raise your rifle, your earplugs are in, make sure the fresh magazine is inside of the rifle. Next, once you get into the bird, you're going to call that you're in. So, team leader is Adamson, I believe. Correct?
Sergeant.
Alright. So, when Adamson, when you board into the bird, you don't have to say that Adamson is in because you are the team leader. So you already know that your own self is in. However, if you're the team member of this team, you have to say over your team net or your radio that you are in. So you're going to say, Morris is in. Wade is in. Rhodes is in. Once you as a team leader know that your team is in, that comes to the next part for you to tell Actual that your team is in. So once you hear all three people say that they're in, and you already know that you're in, obviously, you can say, Actual, this is Alpha, we are all in. Or if you're a Bravo in this case, Actual, this is Bravo, we're all in. This way Actual can know that, as we know that everyone's in, he can tell the pilot to take off. Now, to continue on from there, if you are the team leader, you take the gunner slots when you're mounting to the bird. If you're on the left-hand side, write this down. If you're on the left-hand side, you're going to select the door gunner slot. If you're on the right-hand side, you're going to select the crew sleeve position. I was incorrect. If you're in the crew sleeve position, you're going to go into the left. So if you're mounted on the left-hand side of the bird, you're going to select the crew sheath slot. If you're on the right-hand side of the bird, you're going to select the door gunner slot. Everyone understands?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yes, Sergeant.
You okay there,
This
Amundsen?
is for team leaders, correct, Sergeant?
Yes, that's just for team leaders. Team leaders are the ones who are taking these door gunner slots.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Yep, so if you're on the right-hand side of the bird, you take the door gunner slot. If you're on the left-hand side of the bird, you take the crew chief slot. That way, when it's time for you to dismount the bird, you dismount at the right side. Or it kicks you out the right side. But it doesn't matter. Sometimes you're in middle of combat or you have to hurry up against the bird. It doesn't matter what spot you pick. But that's something you gotta remember. Now, if your side is full, you go around the bird from the front. You can stay within their borders. And then go onto the other side of the bird. You're not going to go from the rear because the pilot does take off. Because either he didn't see you or whatsoever, you might get hit by the tail rotors and you can get yourself cut into pieces. Or heavily injured. When you go to the front, the pilot sees you, he knows he should not be moving or taking off. Now also, if you not want to stay to the rings, or within the wingspan, you're going to walk out of the wingspan, then go around. He knows how this takes forever to go around. Then approach the bird from the, just to get a 90-degree angle. Then get into the cargo area. However, I advise you stay within inside of the wingspan and get into the bird that way. Any questions?
No, sir.
No,
Yes,
Sergeant.
Sergeant.
Now, during a combat environment, however, you do not need permission to actually board into the bird. You just get in that bird. Once Actual has told you, alright, Alpha Bravo, board into this bird or whatever, board into Blackhawk or whatever. You don't have to wait for permission to board. You just get in that bird whenever we are in a combat zone. Now, in a combat environment, make sure you pull security to the bird, guys. If you, and you wait until it's your turn or your squad or your team's turn to board into the bird. Sometimes your squad leader will tell you guys, alright, we're in the closest bird. However, waited for 1-2. Or for Bravo, you board in first and Alpha you board in last. And if your team's boarding in last, if you're Alpha, then you pull security around the bird. And wait till it's your turn to board into the bird. Alright. Any questions with mounting to the Blackhawk?
No, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
No, sir.
Sergeant.
Alright, sorry. Getting a phone call, I'm not going to pick it up. Alright, we're going to move on to another section, which is dismounting the Blackhawk. Once you've mounted the Blackhawk, and of course that was the easy part. Now, here's another part, easy part, dismounting the Blackhawk. As soon as the bird touches the ground, that is you to dismount. You don't have to wait for someone to tell you to dismount the bird. You're going to dismount once the bird touches the ground, or if not, wait for the pilot to tell you to dismount. But mainly we will dismount once the bird touches the ground. The pilot will always say go, go, go when he says it. So once you've heard that, or once the bird touches the ground, you'll dismount out of the bird. Now, you do the same thing when you get in. Same thing about saying Boris is in, Adams is in, and Rhodes in. You're going to say, Wade is in. You're going to say Wade is out, Morris is out, Rhodes is out. Then Adams is in. When you hear those three guys say they're out, then automatically you know your old team is out. So then you're going to tell your squad leader, actually this is Alpha, we're all out. Now,
Yes, Sergeant.
with that said, everything just dismounted the bird. However, team leaders are always the last one to dismount the bird because they're on the door gunner slots. Door gunner is always the last one to dismount the bird because you're able to have highest or fastest firing rate and a high caliber rifle system within your disposal, so you'll be the last one to dismount the Black Hawk and the Chinook. I advise you, if you hear your 3 guys say they're out, then you dismount, or you just look behind you and see if everyone's out the bird, then dismount. Either or. Alright, so continue on. When you dismount the bird, you're basically going to form a 180-degree circle on your side of the bird. You're going to stay within the wingspan of the warders. You see how these guys are almost towards the tip of the warders? That's how you basically want to do it. Now, there's 4 of you dismounted a bird, so you gotta make sure you form a 180-degree security. So, if you're on the far left, you automatically know your security should be towards the rear of the bird, which is where this guy's facing. You're in the front of the bird, your security should be towards the front of the bird. So, in that kind of a cone. If you're in the center, they're like these 2 guys, your security is towards the center of the bird. Or center of your side, I should say. If there's 2 guys, where should the 2 guys be facing?
Front and rear?
Front and rear, yes. There's 3. Which of those 3 we should be facing?
Front, middle, rear.
Front, rear, center.
Yep. If he's in the center, he should be facing the center. If he's in the front, he should be facing the front. If he's in the rear, he should be facing the rear, of course. Alright. Now, when you dismount, you should be hurrying up. You should hurry up and get out. It always has to be perfect. It's perfect to me if you're covering your sector. That's what I deem as perfect. Not based on how pretty the circle is, but how pretty you're watching your sector. This way I know that you guys are able to get overwatch of the bird and then be able to allow the bird effective amount of ability to actually get out of the AO or out of the LZ. However, you get out the bird quickly, lay down, get your sector. Now, people in the center, like see these 2 guys are here, will mainly be your squad leader and squad medic. Those are the ones in the center. Alright, so one of the reasons why we always pull security on the bird when we dismount. Hey, Hallop. So yes, no sergeant. It's because to prevent any enemy threats that can pose to our pilots. RPGs. PKM gunners, such as the ones with 7.62 rounds that could mow down the tail rotor and disabling it, or penetrate through the the windows of the bird and killing our pilots. That's why we provide security around the bird. To allow the pilot to be able to take off. At least get the foot off the ground and take off quickly. That's the reason why we pull off security. Any questions with dismounting the Black Hawk?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Alright. Alright, you guys see something different in mounting the Chinook than you mount the Black?
Both teams are doing it in a column.
Awesome. Yep, it would be a file because the column is you have space between each other. This would be a file. But yes, you're correct. Both teams would be in a file on one. Excuse me. Would be a foul on one side. Basically, a squad would be on a foul on one side. You know, the squad would be on the foul on the other side. Which is why I said Chinook could carry 2 squads plus a couple more people. Now, with that said, you guys get the reason why these guys are not mounting into a straight angle instead of a 45-degree angle. You guys know the reason why?
No, sorry.
The pilot can see them from this way. They can't see them.
No, the pilots don't have any review mirrors, but look at something at the top. What do you see?
The jet engine.
Yep, the engine. The jet engine, the burners can actually go off in a cone way, which can also and actually effectively burn whoever is nearby that engine. So, even though you might say, why can't we just board into this way? No, we're actually going to board into a 45-degree angle and everyone else is going to fall into a straight file like this. So people could be prepared to actually get into this bird and know that this cone is not effectively be able to actually burn them. So you're going to get into this same file right here in combat and in out of combat. You're going to try your best to get into a 45-degree angle away from that burner so you don't get yourself burned trying to get into the bird. And now you got to go right after your body and try to pull you into the bird while we're taking fire. But you'll see a 45-degree angle on both sides. You see our helpers are doing it on the right-hand side. This is basically the way how you're going to mount to the bird. Now, instead of you waiting for permission from your squad leader, you're mainly be waiting for the shock leader, which is also, like I said, the person in charge of the infantry, ground infantry inside of the bird. Shock leader mainly be either a squad leader, so one of the 2 squad leaders, or it can be Tune HQ or Task Force commander. Could be either of those three people. Could be the shock leader of the bird. Once they get the order from the pilot, they'll tell you guys to board into the helicopter, and then you'll board into the helicopter and you'll wait your turn. 2 people can mount into the bird at the same time. Now you come up to the seat, come up here. You're just gonna scroll wheel and then click on right and back. If you want to take the seats close to the ramp, you'll pick passenger left ramp if you're on the left hand side. If you're boarding it from the right hand side, it'll give you the option of saying passenger right ramp. You see how that works? That's why it's easy for us to board into both sides, so it gives us that option as well. So this bird was designed for us to board into a 45-degree angle, which helps us out. Sorry, break version for those of you. You're gonna wait your turn to board into the bird, and you're gonna say what once you board into the bird?
We'll call it Brand.
You call it you're in, and what net? How are you gonna say you call it? You over direct chat or what?
Radio.
And which net? Which network?
Team Net.
Yep, team network. All right. Team leaders, you take the door gun slot sail at the same time. Usually, if your team is at the rear, then you know that the team in front of you or your friendly team is taking that door gun slot, and another friendly squad in that team will be taking the door gun slot. So you know we're taking that door gun slot. But if your team leader, always check to see if the door gun slots are taken before you board in. If it's taken, then you could select the right and back, or if you'd like to be the first one to engage enemy infantry and get out that bird, then you take the ramp seats. Any questions about mounting to the Chinook?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Let's go towards dismounting the Chinook. This was a little bit hard for you guys to form up, but it takes a lot of practice and you'll get it effectively. However, in the middle of combat, yes, you did mention you was 11. However, in the middle of combat, this little 180-degree circle will never be perfect. Because we're getting out of that bird, and we're gonna let that bird hurry up and get out of the AO. However, this is what you should be doing. If you're the people in the ramp seat, when you get out, your job is to get secured in front of the bird. So you're gonna get out, you're gonna button hook, and lay down, so you can be able to get secured to the front of the bird. And then, other person gets out, will button hook to the front. So the first people out the bird, you're button hooking. Taking those security to the front. Now, everyone else, gonna dismount, pick a spot, and just get that security set in a 180-degree circle around the bird. Now, there's 4 of you, so I just expect, don't worry about doing security to the front of the bird, just do security to the rear. Just only 4 of you for demonstration purposes, alright?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Now, come very close to the bird. I want to show you guys something. Now, this is the way a dismount will happen. These are the people who dismount first, and it keeps on going from this order. This seat, where I'm at, dismounts first, then this seat, and then the seat next to the person that went out first, then the seat in front of him, and this seat, and this seat, and you guys see how it keeps on going, right? And it's zigzag, right?
Yes, sir.
So, which seat is first? Oh, shoot. Which seat is the first seat out? This one? Or this one?
The right ramp seat.
Which is what I'm on right now?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Who's the third one out? This one?
The one next to the guy in the
Or
right
this
ramp
one?
seat.
Yep, awesome. So you guys know how to dismount easily and effectively. Any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Make this happen. Alright, go in the same way you would in the Chinook. Have you just seen? Team leader in the front. Same like I said, team leader AR. Grenadier rifleman, it looks the same way as your PCC formation.
Weapons out, guys.
Alright, are you gonna board now or are you gonna wait for permission? It's for everybody. Would you wait for permission or are you gonna board in the bird now?
Wait for permission for boarding.
Yep.
Not in a combat zone.
Yep, you wait for permission. Alright, the pilot told me to board in. Are you gonna board in now? Or are you gonna wait for permission from me?
Wait for permission.
Alright, I'm only got to quiz you guys on that. Alright, gentlemen, go ahead and board into the bird.
Copy.
You're gonna scroll wheel and look for the designated seat you have to take. Just look at the. Just look right here. You see it?
John.
Look up. Back way a little bit. Back way a little bit so you can see every seat. There you go. And he took door grind slow. Awesome. Do it a little bit more snippy, guys. Scrubble, private road, scrubble. Look at the bird, scrubble. Get a little closer. See it now?
For a second, then it goes away. It's like a split second.
Keep on scrolling. You guys stay still. Alright, come to the side. Come in the center. You see anything?
I keep getting the gunners.
Keep scrolling more. You don't see right and back. Passes your right ramp.
I'm gonna have to move a little closer, like right up on the ramp here.
There you go.
Alright, I'll take the right ramp.
No, you were just in the bird. Why you dismount? Power roads. Once you guys in the bird, yeah. Once you guys get into the bird, do not dismount. Because in the middle of the combat, or if we're trying to get to the AO and we don't have time to wait for people to get in and dismount.
Wait.
Alright, was disappointed no one called at the very end, but that's alright. Alright, now.
Sergeant, I heard him call it on their team then.
Alright, probably don't have my radio set. Or even on me. Did I even... Yep, sure don't have my radio on me. Great. Alright.
Sergeant, we can't hear you when we're in the vehicle and when you're outside also.
Yeah, that I know. I thought I had a radio on, but I didn't have a radio on me. Alright, so let's just stay on direct communication that you're all in. So let me know, Alpha, I'm waiting on your communication.
Rose, are you in?
Rhodes is in.
Morris is in.
Wade's in.
Actual, this is Alpha. Alpha is in. Out.
Roger, Alpha, actual out. Bird takes off. Alright, the bird touched the ground.
Alpha, out.
Morris is out.
Wade's out.
Rhodes is out.
Mm-hmm.
Actual, this is Alpha. Alpha is out. Over.
Nice job, Adamson, of just filling the vacant spot, was right there. Alright, like I said, we're about taking security up to the front of the bird. Because, I just want you guys to do one to the front. So, I'm towards the rear of the bird, so... Okay, remember, follow simple instructions. Alright, let's see here. You guys are good there. Do we need to practice on boarding Chinook, guys? You guys got the options correct? On scroll wheeling and try to get that selected?
Sergeant, can you actually...
Please, Pepper Mount. Yes, you can.
Because all I got was just load left ramp or right ramp.
Hey, come over here. Alright, whoever was having trouble with boarding to bird, go, try it right now and try to fix that. So, see if you can scroll wheel and select any seat. If you're on the left-hand side of the bird, Chinook, it only gives you the option of left ramp and right and back. It doesn't give you the option of right and back.
It gives me the left and right and back.
Yep, right and back. Right and back allows you to ride into the center of the bird. Left ramp seat allows you to mount up to the seat that's close to the ramp.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yep. All right, so
in that case, Sergeant, should as I'm number 2 on, should I be taking left on ramp or should I just take?
No, you just take any random seat.
Okay.
You take, like I said, if you believe that you're confident enough to get out of this bird quickly enough and button hooking and take it to the front and scare the bird, then you take the ramp seats.
Roger, Sergeant.
like I said, first people out of the bird with button hook and take the front security of the bird. Now, if you notice that the front security of the bird is not, there's no security, there's no one watching security in front of the bird, then take it. Even if you're in the first two people out. There's some people in this unit who are absent-minded and forgot everything about they were taught in OSUT. So it's up to you guys to refresh people's memory, and we count on you. Alright, any questions? You guys are good with mounting to the Chinook?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Let's move on. Go ahead and follow me. Alright, Alpha, take the eastern side of the bird.
All right, guns down.
Actually, this is Alpha. Waiting boarding at your discretion. Out.
Alpha's action. Roger. Alright. Alright, which slot you be taking, Adamson? Dory Gunner or Crew Chief?
Crew chief, left hand side.
Nice job. I see the note taking there. Thanks, pilot. Alpha's actual. Alpha and Bravo, this is actual. You're clear to board. Over.
Alpha, guns up. On board. Wade's in. Morris is in. Rhodes is in. Actual, this is Alpha. Alpha is in. Yeah.
You should say over now. So that way I can let you guys know that I acknowledge what you said. Yep, we are trading recruits. Halo.
Actual, this is Alpha. Alpha is in. How copy, over.
Roger, Alpha. Alright, we're all in. The bird taking off. Alright, now the board. No, the bird landed. The bird landed.
Just get out. Alpha out. Wade's out. Rhodes is out. Actually, this is Alpha. Alpha is out. How copy, over.
Roger, Alpha. You don't say how copy, just say actual's Alpha. Alpha's out. Alright, you guys notice how it bumped you guys out the wrong sides? Mars got bumped out the wrong side. But that's alright. And Mars don't want to be that close to the bird along with you private roads. Alright, go ahead, recover on me. So I did want to point out, I did forget to point out. One more last house rule. Whenever you're in the door gunner seats, for any bird, while the bird is still on the ground in their friendly air base, such as this right here, you're going to point the Gatling gun to the ground, to the front. McCoy is going to show you guys how it looks like right now. You're going to point it to the front of the bird, towards the ground. The reason why we want to point it towards to the direct front, point it up a little bit up, is because you can shoot friendlies by mistake. If you ever do ND by mistake or press that trigger, now some of y'all are trigger happy. And then if the turret's facing towards the air, you're like, oh, if you want me to shoot him, I can just point it to the air, Sergeant. Then worry about the ricochet bouncing up. You point it to the air. Where is that gun facing right now?
Main rotor.
To the rotors. You can easily puncture some holes to the rotors. Now, where else can it hit?
Other friendly air?
Yes, other friendly airframes that are flying into the base or whatsoever. It can penetrate through the hole of the birds. Because like I said, this Gatling gun has a little bit higher caliber. So, this is the reason why this weapon system will be faced towards the ground and to the front. At all times, in a friendly air base. Any questions?
No, sir.
Alright, awesome guys. You successfully went over mounting this mountain to Blackhawk and Chinook. Let's go ahead and continue. Alright, the last vehicle... Sorry, the last friendly ID we have to go over, and the last whole vehicle ID course you have to go over is these two friendly ground vehicles. And these will be classified as MRAPs. And you guys know what MRAPs are?
No, Sergeant.
Alright, MRAPs are mine-resistant, ambush-protected vehicles, which means, in all layman terms, it protects the troops inside of it if it gets blown up by an RPG or any mines that were underground, or IEDs. It allows them to survive the blast, however the vehicle might be disabled and no longer operational. These are specifically designed for the amount of efforts we have in Iraq and the amount of explosions that always happens in Iraq, like that. So these were meant to be built for those scenario situations. So we currently use them in the Army, and we love them to death, which is why we always try our best to make sure these vehicles are not destroyed, because these allow us to keep our feet ready and no longer tired. And we have a force multiplier, which is the gunner seats at the top. That's the reason why we like to keep our vehicles alive as long as possible, which is why some squad leaders will get really mad if the vehicle gets destroyed. Alright, we continue on to the next part. Alright, first things first are your vehicle group positions. Oh, actually, I gotta tell you the different vehicles. Went a little bit ahead of myself. The vehicle you see right now, these are Cougars. You got 4x4 and 6x6. One's got 4 wheels, and another one has 6 wheels. 4x4s can only carry 8 people. 6x6 can carry about 12 people, depending on how we take the gunner slot or not. RG-33s, example right now. Oops, wrong button. This one right there is an RG-33. This is what we mainly be using as a command vehicle, and it's always been used as a command vehicle because it has a telescope or telescopic camera on top of it, allowing it to be pulled out of the vehicle, allowing them to range out to multiple. Not range out, put the view outside of the AO to get reconnaissance, figure out what's coming at us, and other stuff like that. Between that nature, has thermal capabilities along with night vision capabilities. I know we have a lot of thermal and night vision capable cameras. All right, now we move on to our vehicle positions. All right, so you guys do know everyone's positioned within the fire team, right? What we got? Fire team leader and what else?
AR Grenadier Rifleman.
Yes, we got those 4. And what are usually the default buddy teams that we have?
Team Leader, Auto Rifleman, and Grenadier and Rifleman.
Alright, I'm going to show you guys how this is related to your vehicles, which is why we always have these preset default buddy teams. The driver, it will always be the Rifleman, and the gunner will always be the Grenadier. Do I need to say that again?
No, sorry.
Alright. Vehicle Commander will always be the Team Leader, and the Passenger will always be the Automatic Rifleman. Do I need to say that again?
No, sir.
No, sorry.
Alright. Now, this is what I like to say, is that these are always the predefined positions in the vehicle. However, the only people who could actually be the best driver and best gunner is the best driver and best gunner within the whole team. Whoever could drive the best and gun and best and use the scope that's on the gun is usually would be the actual driver and gunner who actually will predefine a pick. I'm a good driver, however, I'm a team leader, and I can't really stay in the vehicle because I won't be able to manage my team who are dismounted. So, if I ever fill in, I will be the driver. I always act to be driver. I always make sure that I'm the Grenadier or Rifleman if we're ever in a convoy op. Alright. Now, here are your buddy teams. The buddy teams is the same thing as it is in a regular way. Your buddy teams is what again?
Team Lead, Auto Rifleman, and Grenadier Rifleman.
So Team Leader and Auto Rifleman is whatever your name and vehicle position. So let's list the buddy teams and the vehicle positions. You guys remember the vehicle positions, just call you out. So Private Addison, your team, what are y'all positions?
Team Leader, Commander.
Okay, Commander, and then
Auto Rifleman, Passenger.
Yep, so vehicle Commander, Passenger, that's a buddy team. And then you guys just say your vehicle position, remember about saying your billet.
Rifleman is the driver.
Just say driver, and then what are you?
Gunner.
Gunner. Those are your buddy teams for the vehicles as well. You got the driver and gunner as one buddy team, and vehicle commander and passenger as another team. Alright, so here's your mounting sequence. The buddy team of the gunner and driver, Rifleman and Grenadier. You guys are the first ones to mount into the vehicle. That's mounted in the order, just you guys are the first ones to mount into the vehicle. Once you guys are in, next person will be the fire team leader. You're gonna get inside the vehicle. You mainly be taking the vehicle commander position because you're the one that's in charge of the vehicle. And I'm putting the scenario as if you guys are the ones in charge of this Vic. So let me say this as well. The team in charge of the vehicle are the ones who are given this position. So let's say in this scenario, you guys are in charge of the vehicle. Corporal McCoy's team is not charged your vehicle, so you don't have these positions. So, Private Adamson, since your team is charged your vehicle, you're going to take the vehicle commander position in that Vic, not the squad leader. So I don't get why squad leaders like to take vehicle commander position. You're taking it because you're going to be one mainly be in that vehicle longer than the other team and your squad leader. So you take the vehicle commander's seat when you get in there. So you have to actually go to the right door side to get in there. If your squad leader take it, don't fuss with them. They don't know better. So moving on, you're going to take that seat. Pretty sure Marciano might be down if you teleport over there. So go check on him for me, please. Private Mont.
Yes, Sergeant.
No, he's over here. No, right. Actually, no, he's over here. Alright, moving on. And that next person to mount into the bird, oh my god. Vic would be, lastly, is the automatic rifleman. You're going to know the reason why automatic rifle is last one to mount into the Vic.
Firepower?
Yeah, he's
Yes.
big gun.
Perfect answer. He has the biggest firepower, so he's able to lay down more lead than a single rifleman or infantryman can. If I'm the last one to the bird, I'm at the Vic, I'm only shooting out one round every pull. But Morris can launch multiple rounds within one pull of the trigger, which is why he's the last one to the Vic. Now, also take into account that the driver gunner is already mounted the Vic. So the gunner's in the Vic. He has a 50 cal. So he's able to launch almost more or same amount of firing rate as the AR. So now you got 2 ARs shooting at people. So that's the reason why. Alright. And like I say, we don't fight fair. So we like to keep our biggest firepower last one's in. And the first one's out. Alright. Now this is your vehicle security. Automatic rifleman will be always the first one off the vehicle. Or I should say out of the vehicle. And the last one on the vehicle. So Private Morris, not Private Morris. Yes, Private Morris, or whoever might be an AR in any situation when you get built it and throughout OSUT, you're always going to be the first one off or out of the vehicle and last one in the vehicle. Alright, when dismounted, I'm sorry. No, I want to point out as well that AR, the reason why you're the first one off and last one on, because you provide the highest level of security, of course. Now, when dismounted, your number one task is to make sure the vehicle is secured. There's many ways what I mean by vehicle secured. First off is that you gotta make sure the vehicle is in a good position to where it can be covered effectively whenever it is stopped. So if the vehicle is stopped, you gotta make sure it's in a good position to where that it cannot be engaged or vulnerable by RPG attacks before the gunner can engage the RPG gunner. Also, gotta make sure the vehicle is not in an intersection. You gotta make sure that it's not in a position to where the gunner has to have eyes on multiple areas. So don't put it in an intersection. It takes the intersection or across the intersection, either or. Also, next to that as well, that you guys gotta make sure that the vehicle's body covered, like I said before, and that you guys are sticking with the vehicle. If you're the team in charge of the Vic, you're responsible for making sure the vehicle secure, so you gotta make sure that you're always with the vehicle at all times. Any questions with that?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So that's what I mean by make sure the vehicle is secured. And never leave the vehicle alone by itself. I'll touch on that, continuing on later on. Alright, any questions? Always put a Q or C in the chat if you have a question. Alright, dismounting basics. You're going to stay at least 8 meters off of the vehicle to avoid explosions on the vehicle or around the vehicle. That way you can get yourself at least not heavily wounded or unconscious. You could be minorly wounded, but at least you won't be unconscious and be able to actually manage your own self without having to call the medic all the way down to your team's side. Where the demonstrators are at, they're at a good amount of distance away from any blast. If RPG hits the rear of the vehicle, it won't hurt them that bad. If an HE hits the vehicle, it may hurt them a little bit, but it might not effectively damage them that badly as it may do. So that's how far you actually want to be away from the vehicle, as how far you see the so that's how far close you want to be to the vehicle, as you see what our demonstrators are doing right now. Now, when the vehicles are in the herringbone, which is, I'm sure what a herringbone looks like, which is what these vehicles are right now. Whenever you're in a herringbone, you don't want to have your vehicle beside the other vehicle that's doing a herringbone. So if I did a herringbone right here, your vehicle will burn up being a herringbone right across from my vehicle. Your vehicle has to be in a herringbone behind my vehicle. The same way, same position as you were moving on the road, should be the same distance as if you were in a herringbone. Alright? And moving on from there, that's what a herringbone looks like. Now, whenever you guys are in a herringbone, you do not want to cross the road. Do not cross the road in the herringbone. Stay on your side with the vehicle. So on your side of the road. If you're the team in charge of the vehicle, you're gonna stay on your side where your vehicle is at, and you're gonna stay with your vehicle. Now to continue on with that, the reason I don't want to cross the road is because of many situations. The ones I'm gonna point out is because if we want to transition our vehicle positions, so if we want to move a vehicle with bigger firepower to the front of the convoy, we might do that at the time of a dismount. Maybe that our vehicle's in the herringbone and they're behind trees and cover, cross the road, and we use them in the herringbone because we got infantry on the road, and we want them to spot us, and then if they were able to spot you run across the road, now they saw us, now you just got the whole enemies alerted of the convoy nearby. Now we got to push. There's no need for us to actually try to maneuver and sneak up onto the enemies without them knowing that we're there. We could be having a transport vehicle moving up, resupply vehicle moving up, or ground support, mechanized infantry moving up. It could be many situations where we're in a herringbone. This is why you should never cross the road. Everyone understands?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright. I'll give you guys the basic dismount procedure words. The first one is soft dismount. And the soft dismount, the AR and fire team leader will be the ones who will dismount during a call for a soft dismount. Now this will always, you guys will always do this if the vehicle is stopped for more than a few minutes, or if we are transitioning to maneuver. So if we are at a dismount point, if you're the team in charge of the vehicle, you're going to do a soft dismount. Now the team not charged of the vehicle, they're going to dismount the vehicle regardless of what kind of dismount procedure it is. Alright, any questions about dismount?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Next is hard or combat dismount. The AR, fire team leader, and the rifleman will dismount. In other words, the vehicle passenger, vehicle commander, and driver will dismount the vehicle during a hard or combat dismount. And this is when a vehicle is set to provide overwatch as a crew surge weapon is when you're ordered to dismount. And that's the reason why the gunner stays in there, because he's able to provide the highest maximum firepower within the whole team and squad. Now, full dismount is everyone dismounts the vehicle. That includes the team in charge of the vehicle. So your whole team dismount, not just the driver, not just the vehicle passenger, vehicle commander, everyone dismount, even the gunner. However, this is all in scenarios if the vehicle has to be left. You never leave the vehicle unsecured in a combat zone. However, if we're in a friendly area or a non-combat area, we can leave the vehicle unmanned. However, I highly advise never leave the vehicle unmanned in a friendly area or non-combat, in a non-combat zone, because that non-combat zone could still have enemies nearby and actually go into that area and pick up the vehicle. That's A. B, this vehicle, like I said, is the most highest asset we could use for ground infantry because of the static gun that's on top of it. Especially if you have the Mark 19 as a high explosive automatic grenade launcher. Of course, we want to keep it. And then lastly, it's a lifesaver for us, but don't worry about keep walking and making our feet tight every single time. However, if we do need to leave the vehicle, if you got to ditch the vehicle and have to do a full dismount, you got to make sure the vehicle is no longer usable. I mean, like that, you got to put demolition blocks on the vehicle to blow it up. That's what you got to do. Do not leave this vehicle on man to be used by the enemy. Because what's going to happen is that the enemy's going to grab that vehicle, drive around, honk the horn, shoot at you at your back, and laugh at you at the same time. That's what's going to happen. It's happened before. It's going to put a demolition block on the front, on the engine compartment, and then you can blow the vehicle. Hopefully it go catastrophic. I advise you, if you can empty out the weapon, you can empty out the gun in the vehicle. However, the vehicle can still be used by the enemy. They can scavenge it for parts and whatnot. If the ammo is empty out of the vehicle still could be used. You don't need to ditch that vehicle. We can still use it as a transport vehicle to save our lives from any situation, save us from any bullet fire, anything like that. Any questions with the dismount procedures?
No, sir.
No, Sergeant.
We go ahead and move on to combat procedures. Alright, first this is introduction to basic combat procedures. First off is a convoy net. Write this down. Convoy net is frequency 50. Once again, convoy net is frequency 50. You'll be accessing convoy net through your long range radio. You can do it through your short range radio if you want to. Doesn't matter to me. All people who access the long-range radio is the driver and gunner and a vehicle passenger. All the ones who access the long-range radio. All people should be talking long-range radio is either the vehicle commander, passenger, or driver. Because as long as you can access it anyways. Now, it has to be one of you. Only one of you can actually talk over convoy net. Only one of you. Both of you, all three of you can listen to it, but only one of you could talk on it. Usually it would be the vehicle commander, but you usually be the one transmitting over that net. Now, to continue on. Next is how to set up your long range. To set up your long range, you're going to press Control. You're going to press Alt pop up. To establish or open up a big old screen that looks green. You're going to just press that CLR button once again. You're going to press your frequency, 50. And then you're going to press the button that says FREQ. So you know how your short range radio says ENT to enter the frequency? You're going to press FREQ instead of ENT. There's no ENT button. The ENT button is FREQ. Once again, you're pressing multiple times to make sure your radio is set. And then you're good to go. Next, you gotta know your vehicle call sign before you do anything on that radio. Based on position, based on your position in the convoy. If your vehicle is in the front of the convoy, your very first vehicle, your first Vic. If your second vehicle in the convoy, your second Vic. Third Vic in the convoy, your third Vic, so on and so forth. Until if you're the last Vic in the convoy, you are last Vic. Not your vehicle, your number. It's not your number in the convoy. It's your actually last Vic. So the convoy commander knows that alright, last Vic has made that turn whatsoever. If you set your number, then the convoy commander might think, okay, is that our last Vic or not? I don't know. I can't remember. Alright, any questions?
No, sir.
Alright, next is convoy commander. Convoy commander is the person who's in charge of convoy. Self-explanatory. Alright, next is your radio check. And your radio check, same way how you do the radio checks on your radio, regular radio. The convoy commander asks you guys check in. He means he's asking you to do your radio check. So you're gonna say, convoy commander, this is vehicle 1, radio check frequency 50 over. Vehicle 1, or Vic 1, this is convoy commander, reach line frequency 50. Vehicle commander, this is Vic 1, roger out. Same way you do it on your short range radio, your team leader, squad leader, and whatsoever. It's the same way you do your radio checks. You can also do a radio check within other trucks to make sure that other Vics to make sure that your radio is set too as well. You can do that if you want to. Alright, next is the routine call-ins and combat call-ins. Alright, so let's do it this way. Alright, so you guys know how our direct communication, the way I'm talking like right now. I'm not talking over radio, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm talking over regular communication, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, you know how we use radio sometimes? If we're further away, we'll speak on the radio?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's pretend speaking on radio is like an emergency, right?
Right.
Alright. So let's pretend that scenario. Alright, so combat call-ins is like what I'm doing right now. I'm talking over direct communication, right? However, in the scenario of a convoy, the only people who could talk on the radio would be the first Vic, last Vic, and the convoy commander. That's what you call a routine call-in. And only those three people who could talk on a routine call-in, and that is the primary call-in that can happen within that net. It's like direct communication is the primary thing we talk. Routine call-in is the primary thing that happens on the convoy net. Now, you have combat call-ins. Combat call-ins is where you could breach that routine call-in. Like when you say break, 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 that's almost like a routine call-in is. Now, I say radio's like emergency, or if you guys are far away, imagine, and how we don't use radios that much, imagine that's how a combat call-in is. Something we don't use that much, but we use it to break into a routine call-in. Everyone gets what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Alright,
Yes, sir.
so throughout a whole convoy's procedure, our whole convoy movement, routine call-in is always in effect. Combat call-ins only happens is if someone is not Vic 1 or Vic 3, or a convoy commander, or if we've called out a contact or a spot report, or if we spotted an ID on the road. Then that is what you call a combat call-in. Routine call-in is if the first Vic, last Vic, or convoy commander calls out turns, speeds, and halts. Those are your routine call-ins. Everyone understands?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, if the first Vic, third Vic, and convoy commander only speaks on this net, what is that called?
Routine calling.
Routine.
If we're only calling out turns, speeds, and halts, what is that called?
It's routine calling.
If I saw an infantryman, what is that called?
It's calling.
Routine.
Yeah, we're in a route.
Shooting at you.
No, that'd be combat. That'd be a combat calling. Even though they're shooting us, it's a spot report. So that's routine combat calling. The reason why it's combat calling is because if the third Vic saw a enemy and was routine calling, then he can't call it out. So it's a combat calling, breaching that routine calling. So that's considered combat calling. You get what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Because
Yes, sir.
the only vehicles you could talk on in a routine calling is what?
First Vic, convoy commander, and last Vic.
Yep. So if the first Vic saw something, they saw an infantryman, they spotted an infantryman, then after you use the combat calling to breach into that routine calling traffic. Alright. Let's move next to sectors of fire. Alright, so you guys know how you have your sectors of fire when you dismount, everyone has to watch their own sectors, right?
Yes, Sergeant.
Vehicles have their own sectors of fire. So I want you guys to form a file for me. Doesn't matter who's in what position, just form the file. One behind the other. There you go. Alright, so this is how sector fire it is. The first vehicle will always watch the front. Second vehicle will either watch the left or right. He picks his decision. Now, the vehicle behind the second Vic, he has to watch the opposite direction of the second Vic. So roads, which direction you'll be watching. If you're the gunner of the third Vic.
Right side.
So go ahead and face that direction. Wait, which section you'll be watching. The rear. Exact rear. There you go. Exactly. Now, let's bump this up a notch. We got 5 vehicles in the convoy. Go ahead and adjust yourself. Alright, Morris, what direction should you be watching?
I'm watching to the left. 4.
Oh, hang on. There you go.
No. Absolutely, look back to your left. Like I said, if the second vehicle is watching, it's all about the vehicle in front of you. You gotta look at the opposite direction of the vehicle in front of you. Even though the vehicle in front of you has decided to watch your sector, even though you picked it first, you gotta change it because he can't look behind him. You gotta look in front of him. So you're gonna watch to your right. There you go. Roads left and wait at the rear. There you go. Awesome. Any questions?
The front Vic, though, isn't he always looking to the front? Isn't that correct?
Yep, front Vic, I was watching the front. Last Vic, I was watching the rear.
Oh, I see. I'm the third Vic, I see.
Sergeant Smith would be the first Vic, yeah.
Is there more questions? Alright, Alright, during short halts, you're always going to leave the engine running. During long halts, you're going to turn the engine off. So if it's designated as a short halt, turn the engine on, leave the engine on. If it's designated as a long halt, turn the engine off. Alright, while you're at base, you can make sure the turret's facing towards the air. Okay?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Now you may think, Sergeant Smith, that's very contradictory what you just said about us having the turret facing towards the air. Our motor pool is always in the airfield? No.
No, Sergeant.
They're usually never near an airfield. They may be by an airfield, but never near an airfield. So don't worry about an ND happening and hitting a friendly airframe. That's why it's facing towards the air. There's a reason not facing towards the ground, because it might hit a friendly that's right next to the hood of the vehicle, A, or B, might just hit somebody. So that's the reason why it never is always facing towards the rear. Now, vehicles always maneuver and move. The moving and maneuver of the vehicles always work the same way as infantry, and they could use formations, provide base of fire, and etc., etc. All that stuff. Convoys are controlled the same way as infantry squads. They move when ordered, they communicate movements, they bound, all that stuff. I have a great example of a video of us actually doing bounding in a vehicle by Lieutenant Lewis. He was the previous platoon leader of Havoc 1 before Lieutenant Burke stepped up as a Havoc 1 platoon leader. If you guys will see that video, just let me know. Any questions with the convoy procedures?
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, we'll go ahead and move on towards CQB. Where's that at, Sergeant? Margietta?
Same place.
Every time, alright.
Yep, go that way and take a right.
Follow me.
Roger that.
Unless you got your shit locked and loaded.
None of you are dumb enough to do that. What do you say, Corporal?
I'm saying, said I was on whisper. I'm saying don't fucking walk past that fucking wall.
Definitely. As you guys want to get yourself shot at, and you like to see how it feels to get bullets puncture your armor plate. Go ahead and get closer to me. That's what you'll call basically a stack order. So an infantry travel alongside a road. So then now they saw a building they need to clear out. So they're going to transition from mount to CQB. Mount is just us traveling alongside a road, moving from building to building, or in other words, from building to building for cover to cover, till we get to our next objective, whatever it is. That's mount. Now we're going to CQB. CQB is just close quarters combat, or close quarters battle. We're breaching and building. That's CQB. Stack on the wall. Stack order is usually based on the rifleman as point man, fire team leader second, grenadier third, AR rear. The point man always your best point man, the best person who you believe is more effective in breaching in the room first. That's always make myself the point man because I don't know anyone else in my team who's good enough. So I usually always make myself the point man because I know how to pry a doorway successfully. I know how to breach a room successfully. But whoever believes the best point man, you make them your point man. But in theory, this is the stack order that you should always be in. Alright. Moving on to better things. Alright, this is your stack order. Everyone stack up to the wall by the orders of team leader. He said, alright, team, we got to clear out this compound, this building, stack on the wall. They all stack up on the wall. Now you got your little sectors of fire. Point man's watching the doorway and to the direct front. Team leader watching off the right hand shoulder of the point man and off to a 90-degree angle to his right. Grenadier, he's watching off of the left-hand shoulder of his battle buddy, which is the AR. Well, not battle buddy, but off the left-hand shoulder of the AR to the 90-degree angle off his left. And lastly, the right elder rifleman's watching towards the rear. And if there's a corner, he's watching and one might come out the corner as well. Any questions? Alright, go ahead and continue from there. From this point, the fight team is going to go ahead and tell, once everyone's stacked up on the wall, he's going to go ahead and tell the rifleman, alright rifleman, go ahead and pie the doorway. This is how he's going to pie it. Fan away. So imagine that I was sitting where the other rifleman is at, right? So now I moved to where I'm at right now to get myself fan off away from the doorway. This way I could lead by my barrel and my body. Same time. So I'm going to pie the door just like this. So I get it's not dangerous close enough and then move back. Now if I haven't seen any contacts and I'm confident enough to move all the way across, then I move all the way across. However, I'm staying right here now. I can't move back across again because you never know what may show up. This usually makes you stuck on this side. Never cross the fatal funnel again. Only cross it once. So I advise you pie in the door, fan away from the wall, pie it, then move back to the stack and sit back down. Once you move back to the stack, you can go ahead and tell your team leader what you saw. So basically your reconnaissance. You can tell them what you're seeing. Alright, I saw a long hallway all the way down straight. Looks like empty area to my left. Saw no contact, no enemies. From that point, team leaders can go ahead and judge what kind of breach to do. So there's 3 level breaches. Regular breach, non-lethal breach, lethal breach. Regular breaches means you guys just going in there. Guns a-blazing. Second level breach, which is non-lethal, you're going in there with the flashbang. Lethal breach is you're going in there with a grenade. What I mean by that is that you toss in the flashbang or grenade in there. Once it cooks off, then you're breaching. Once team leader gives out the order what kind of breach he's going to do, then the team leader is going to go ahead and tell his men to call that they're set. From that point, when you hear team leader say that, go ahead and bring your rifle. You're going to stand up, raise your rifle, make sure you press the Charlie key so that when you're moving, your rifle's always up, as you see right now. See this? You're going to get your rifle pointing towards the front. And then you're going to say that you are set. You don't say set until your rifle's pointed to the front of the stack. And that your rifle's up and you're ready to move. Everyone understands?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Now, the set order always starts off by the point man. So he's going to say 1 set. Team leader's going to say 2 set. Then the third man's going to say 3 set. And then the fourth man's going to say 4 set. And it goes on and so forth. Until last man in that stack says last man set. So this is a 4-man breach. What a 4th man would say.
Last man set.
Last
Yeah,
man set.
just like the vehicle convoy. The last vehicle always refer to himself as last vehicle. So last man will refer to himself as last man, just like you know during crossing danger area. Last man crossing. All right. Once that's done, you hear that? Then the whole team moves in based on the order of the appointment. He's gonna say going in, or he's gonna say breaching, breaching, breaching. Then going in, going left, or going right. The appointment. If I were you, if your appointment, you're always going to breach in to the side that you were not able to clear out, or were not able to see what's clear, okay? So if I piled a doorway, and I was not able to see there any contacts on the left-hand side, or I was blind on the left-hand side, I'm going to go in and breach to the left. Everyone understands?
Yes, sir.
Alright, go ahead and go inside. I want you guys to see how it looks like when you breach in. Now, you're going to always stack up to a compound wall, the breach inside a compound. You're going to clear it out till the back side's clear. Everyone around the compound walls is clear. Always make sure that you try to keep your eyes on windows, make sure nothing else try to shoot you while you're passing through those windows. Once compound wall is clear, you're going to judge which side of the house or building is adequate enough for you to clear out. This looks like it's more better because the wall is straight, so we all can effectively stack up on this wall. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Since the doorway is in the way, the demonstrator would actually be right here. A little bit right here, so then that way he can see if anything comes out this door before he'll see it, before they shoot him. Now, this is how look at when you breach inside a house. Same as when you breach inside a compound. Now, once you set breaching, going in, going left, you guys go inside the house so you can see how it looks like. Corporal McCoy and Private Mock, can you guys go behind me real quick? Show them what it looks like when you go inside. Thank you. Alright, 1 set.
2 set.
Last man set.
Breaching, breaching, breaching. Going in, going left.
Going right. Right's clear.
Exactly like that. You're gonna go in. If you're the first or second man, you're gonna go in, check your corner, and then if your corner is clear, you're gonna just go look back to sitting room. Actually, it'd be better if you do it in here. Come follow me. Let's go upstairs. All right, go inside this room. Alright, so again, we're doing this here. Alright. I'll give you some room. Alright, you're gonna notice how I go inside, check my corner. If it's clear, I'm going to my corner. Oops. That messed up. And then stick to my corner. And then the right man is gonna go in here, check behind the doorway. Once that's clear, he's gonna move to his corner. Alright, go ahead and do this now. And then we'll get you guys to go ahead and practice on that. Alright, just go down the stairs. There you go. No, stay outside, stay outside. I'm stay inside so you can see how it looks like. 1 set.
2 set.
Last man set.
Breaching, breaching, breaching. Going in, going left. Left clear. Right clear, Corporal McCoy? Room clear. Alright. Now you notice how Private Mock, he was the third man, so he went to the same side the first man went to, but he's going opposite of the man in front of him went. And then he went halfway between the first man, or the man in the corner, and the doorway. If I was the 4th man, I'll be where Corporal McCoy was at, and Corporal McCoy would be at the corner. Everyone understands? The reason Corporal McCoy didn't go to the corner because probably you were in the way. Everyone says how to breach the room.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright, go ahead and you guys practice on that. Alright, go ahead and lock and load. Private Adamson.
Yes, Sergeant.
Go ahead and make sure your team is ready to breach the compound. We got known enemy infantry inside of there, and we need you guys to go ahead and clear it out for us.
Which one are you doing?
Oh,
The second.
What you got?
The second one?
You got multiple ones?
No, just that one. I didn't know if they were practicing on this one first, but they're gonna do the live fire now.
Yes. Unless you want.
Right.
Yep. You guys feel confident, or you guys want to go through this, do a dry one? What you guys want?
Could we dry run once?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
I'll take
one.
yeah. Let him give him a second. Let me get rid of the demonstrators. Walk you guys through it. Do not when I give you guys pointers, do not stop. Just keep on doing it. Just catch yourself when I give you guys the pointers. Okay.
Roger.
All right, they're good to go.
All right. So at this point, am I calling one set at this point, or do I need to pie first?
Pie. You call set last. That way the whole team knows to get ready to move.
Right.
Make sure you're on the wall, Robert Morse, and if you need to, you can do that. You can lean, but you really should be watching. Since this wall goes like this, you should be watching straight back. There you go.
All right. I'm gonna pie this.
Okay,
pie this
let's
corner.
find out.
All right. So there's a house, long hall. Looks like a long. It's clear all the way back to the other wall, but I couldn't see on the left.
Copy. Okay, we'll do a regular breach.
Roger. One set.
2 set.
3 set.
Last man set.
Breach, breach, breach. Going in, going left. Door. Gonna clear it. We're gonna look down the back side of the house.
It's clear over here.
Body buddies gotta stick together. Private Mercy gonna be following Private Adamson until the whole area is clear.
Hey, Sergeant, are we going all the way around the building?
Was
Clear it out.
the whole compound clear? Did you make sure everywhere was cleared?
Can't fucking assume you just fucking shot in the ass.
Morris, this way. Come with me, battle buddy.
Yeah, buddy team should be sticking to your wall. So something I tell you guys, make sure pretend that your butt is a magnet to the wall. Always stick to the wall at all times whenever you're trying to clear out any area.
On the rear.
Rear's clear.
Alright, then you guys are gonna move back and figure out what's the best way to clear out this building. And you can still continue following the walls. Pretend this door was closed.
Okay, I thought we'll go breach through this door. Right, guys.
Having trouble? Okay.
No, I got it. Thank you.
All right,
Alright.
I'm gonna open the door.
Copy.
I'm gonna pie.
Pie down.
It's clear, but there's a door at the end of the hall, on the left.
Okay, we'll go regular breach, but don't go all the way through down to the end of the hall. Just before that door. Stay before that door.
Copy that.
Wide set.
Yeah, one set.
2 set.
3 set.
Last man set.
Breach, breach, breach. Going in, going left.
Right's clear.
Left's clear.
Road's come back.
Alright, one quick second. I did forget to point out that everyone calls out where you're going, okay? But good job with that breach. Best one to... No. Guys, stick to your wall. Stick to your side. Best man to pie it would be Private Adamson, so you'll pie out this doorway as best as you can. Private... actually, one second. Corporal Coy.
Thanks, Sergeant. So, just one quick note there. So when Wade went in first, Rose, when you came in, you pushed past him and crossed his line of fire. So Wade, you want to make sure when you come in, you want to push up to where Rhodes is, so no one's flagging each other.
Roger, roger.
Yep, something I did forget to point out. Once you breach in the room, you gotta give enough room for the person, third man or whoever else is, be the person who might be behind you. Give them enough room to get in behind you. But go ahead, resume it.
Alright, Rhodes, swap out with me real quick.
Alright, so from this point, you guys clear out this room. Room is clear. Then you're gonna reconsolidate and figure out what's the next place to breach. Trevor Addison, you said let's go ahead and breach this doorway. So go ahead and resume from that point.
Okay, Alpha, hold position. We're going to breach through this door. Regular breach. I'm going to pie it out, Wade. Stay there.
Roger.
Pieing. Door's clear. No. No contact. No.
Copy that.
Okay, one set.
And Private Morris is going to be following private roads with him. But
Two
just
set.
make sure you go to the opposite side.
3 set.
4 set.
Last man.
Last man set.
Okay, breaching and going left. Breach,
Going
breach,
right.
breach. Left's clear.
Right's clear.
Watch for LDAs right here. You still gotta make sure roads, you stick back over there. Yep, and cross over Adamson's line of fire once again. Yep, just stick behind a person in front of you, never cross a person in front of you. Because you went over here, if someone's on the stairwell, he could have shot you. So be careful.
Sergeant.
Alright, so you guys breached in. It was a little bad, but you got it good. Alright, so Private Adamson, you know his room was clear. What you gonna do next?
Possibly myself, pie up the stairs and then form up on the wall.
Yep, go ahead and do that.
Adamson pie on the stairs. Form up behind me, Rhodes. Okay, Alpha, line up on this wall. Slowly up, guys, and pie. Okay, bridge left.
Going and going straight.
Good
I'm
way.
gonna pie. Got an open area here. I'm gonna pie this.
Rose been a better one to pie because he went in front of his line of fire.
Damn, I don't even see him over there.
Yep, stay right there, and a Rose just pie it. Nope, Rose, you could pie it from right here. Look. If I'm right here and I'm looking, and I say, I don't see no guy to the left-hand corner, you go ahead and breach weight. Go ahead and butt hook left. He goes button hook left, I'm sticking to my corner, and the room's clear. See what we just did there? When it's clear, we're going to follow alongside the wall, we're going to continue our way back to this room right here. Alright.
So room's clear.
Yep, go ahead and stack up on this doorway here.
Stuck out way at point. Back down the hallway, can we?
You go down, you go use the stairs, you can use the corner of this window, whichever you deem is better for you to breach this room.
If we open the door and there's somebody in there and there's guys sitting right here, they're dead.
Okay, break. Line up on the wall down the stairs. Morris, if you can get behind me.
If you notice right here, when the door opens, the guy right here won't be able to shoot you guys that effectively right here. So,
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I couldn't tell where the fucking door opened.
Yep, Raj, I know cover
So,
McCoy.
yeah.
We can, we won't be able to go through it.
Oh, breach on this side, wide up, point.
Roger. Pie.
Copy.
Couldn't see my left corner, but looks clear as for our breach.
Okay, regular breach again, guys. Wide going, hard left. I'll
Roger.
fall. Right.
1 set.
2 set.
3 set.
Last man set.
Breach, breach, breach. Going in, going left.
Alright.
Alright, nice. Alright, you guys are good. Alright, so it is past the official time. You guys want to go through that live fire?
Sure, let me do it.
Yeah, I want to shoot some shit.
Rose, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, let's go ahead and go outside and do it. Alpha, this is actual. Go ahead and prep yourself to breach the next building.
Actually, this is Alpha. Copy. Over. Out. Sorry.
Alright, hold on before y'all go. Alright, so scenario, fucking aid workers have come to that house to give aid. Obviously, the locals do not like it. So, the head of that community massacred the whole family and took one to possibly two aid workers hostage. So, check your fire, identify your targets, and clear out all the enemies in that compound. Alright, have at it.
So, right.
Actually, this is Mike Radio check on 100.
So just
over.
confirm the compound is just past that wall, yeah?
Correct. You start pushing
Control.
on it, there'll be an opening.
Roger that.
Actually, this is Mike. Solid copy. How?
Alright, you guys good?
Okay.
Everybody
let's line up
does
over
have
here.
bullets in their gun, right?
Roger.
Just
I'm
check
loaded.
that right now.
And off safety.
I'm hot.
My phone switch is flipped.
And correct optics too. Alright, let's line up over here, guys.
Roger. Want me on point?
Okay. Yeah. Hold up. Line up. Ready to breach.
Shit.
No, you don't have to wait for them. You don't have to reach with them, Mike. You just wait till when you get called. Yeah. Don't want you to get shot.
Alright, I'm gonna pie this.
I was just gonna slowly follow them.
Got two fucking armed foot mobiles. They're fucking right here in front of us. And there's a house. It's all the way to the right is a wall. We can follow that in. To the left is unclear, but there are two guys standing right fucking here, about 10 meters in. They're both holding AKs. Looks like they're holding something. Let me fucking check it again. They didn't see me. They're turned away from me. Yeah, this guy's got an AK. The other guy's got an AK.
Copy. Okay, we'll go in regular breach. Pop those two guys. Wade, which side are you going to breach through?
I need to go in and go left, man. I couldn't see it.
Okay, copy that. Road, you follow Wade in. Morris, you come with me on the right wall. Okay?
Roger.
Roger.
Alright, one set.
Two set.
3 set.
Last man set.
Breach, going in left.
Nicely done.
Ooh.
Wade's back up. There's fucking guys in the windows here. Road's back up here.
Morris on me. Morris, par the windows here. Keep eyes on the windows.
Wade's down. Alpha, this is Mike. Over. Just send again. Alpha, this is Mike. How's your team doing in there? Over.
Man, you did a good breach. This team is good. They
Actually,
did a
this is
horrible the
Alpha.
first
I'm
time,
sorry,
but they did a good
Marcus,
job
this
this
is
time.
Alpha. White's down. Just coming at the outside of the building now. Over.
Roger, Mike, can you get him?
Hey, Morris.
Mike, this is Alpha. Solid copy. You have one man down. Moving in LPO.
Keep following me around. Keep following me around. Okay, rear's clear. Wade, head back. That's Morris, sorry, head back around.
He's secure for the Mike. Smart.
Form up on that wall on the left. Stay on the wall. Stay on the wall. Stay this wall. Over here. Over
Thank
here.
you, Mike.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm good
Can
to
you
go.
see
Mike,
Wade?
fine.
Wide right. You green?
got the guys in these windows, so we can probably go in on this side. We know these. At least we can stack up here.
Yeah, nice, okay. Okay, we'll stack up on the left of the door. Blades on point.
Copy, moving.
Right, you keep your eyes through the window, please. Window clear, Wade?
Yeah, that looks clear. I can't see it like right next to me, but we'll see when we go in.
Copy.
I'm gonna open the door and pie it.
Copy. Copy. How's it look, Wade?
Looks clear. I can't see the immediate left corner or the right side.
Copy.
But there's a door in the middle, so just be aware of that.
Okay, roads form up behind me. Morris, keep your eye on that window above our heads, please.
Make sure I'm reloaded here. Alright, you said regular breach, yeah?
Regular breach, yeah.
Alright. One set.
Two set.
Alright, breach, going in left.
Going in right. Right's clear.
Left's clear.
Morris, come in.
Morris, come in.
Okay, falling off on the left of this later point.
I'm gonna open this and buy it.
Copy.
Fuck. Alright. One contact. Stair. Couldn't see the immediate right, so I'm gonna go in on the right.
Okay, copy. I'll go left. Roads.
Alright, one set.
Two set.
Alright, breach, going in right.
Left. Left's clear.
Right's clear.
B. I'll play it. Wade, you
Roger.
falling behind me.
Roger.
Fine. Stairs clear. Got two doors, balcony. Go balcony first. Wade, keep your eyes on that door.
Roger that. Just poke your head up. It's clear?
Clear.
Alright. You wanna stack up in the corner?
Yeah. You go point.
Roger.
Roads behind me. Morris.
I'm gonna open and pie it.
Hang on. Roads get in. Sorry, Morris, get in behind that doors. Yep. Okay, clear to go, Wade.
Fucking got a civvy here. Fucking hostiles.
Took me forever to shoot
I don't
that
know how
guy.
many the right could be fucking swarmed with them. We'll just have to see.
Okay, copy.
Alright.
Everyone
One sec.
reload.
Guy right here, man.
Breached in before I even
Right
called
there.
it.
He was like glitching through the door and shit. Left clear.
Good watch on that door, Morris. Room's clear.
Go ahead and tell Actual we got a fucking hostage here.
Actual, this is Alpha. How copy? Over.
Alpha's actress, isn't it?
Downline's clear.
Actual, be advised, we have, building is clear and we have a civilian. Over.
Copy, tie him up and bring to me.
Alpha copies, out.
Alright, let's push back down these stairs, guys. I'll be on point. roads, get on me.
Okay, I've got prisoner. I'll go into third position. Roads and wide up front. Coming in, going left.
Go marsh, go marsh.
Something I did forget to point out is make sure you say how many people are coming out the room. So go ahead and call it out.
Copy.
So, I guess in this case it'd be
4.
5 friendlies
Yeah,
coming
5. Yep, 5 coming out. Say over direct chat, don't say over radio.
Copy. Okay, 5 coming out.
5 coming out. 5 coming out.
5 coming out. Prisoner. Or civilian.
Last man out.
Alright, condition 4. Yeah, check them out, Mike. Make sure they're not gonna die on us.
I'll give them their tampons.
Round up in a school circle in front of us once you're automatically good.
Condition 4 your weapons, roads and marsh.
Yeah, I got fucked up hard coming around the left side of that house.
My tip, shoot them before they shoot you.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm not used to that sight.
So CKB takes
talking to Safe Dog.
exactly 30 minutes. Exactly 30 minutes. So now we know that. Alright, guess they're all good. Anything you wanted to say, Sergeant Marciata?
Yes, I like the communication. It was good. As long as what you're communicating is important, fucking communication, there cannot be enough of it. So, good work on that. I did see a lot of fucking crossing in front of each other's fucking barrels, which is not good. Especially when you're fucking clearing a building, you're already on fucking edge, ready to hit that trigger, so just be wary of that. A little bit faster. You don't have to go through like a fucking NASCAR, but you do need to pick up the pace. Because when we're clearing buildings, it's not just one building, we're clearing towns out, so speed is key to our success.
User disconnected from your channel.
That's about it that I can critique. Just work on it more, especially when you get billeted. EQB and mount is something that can never be practiced enough. Yeah, question probably read.
Yeah, so like say I'm the point man and I was playing that room upstairs. I could see when I opened the door a fucking the hostage, like clearly a civilian, and then a guy with a gun standing right behind him, and the guy could see me. In that situation, we're all stacked up. Like, should we just rush the room so the hostage doesn't get shot? I mean, what's the...
So...
Well, so do you happen to have a fucking flashbang?
Yeah, I think I'm carrying one.
Well, it's SOP. Y'all should at least be carrying one flash and one frag. Yeah, so y'all didn't use them once. When in doubt, fucking flash.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, when I opened the door to Pyatt, he was looking at me.
Alright, so from that incident, you're allowed to shoot anybody when you're Pyatt the doorway. But once you finish engaging them, you go back to your stack, your team calls for set, team leader will throw a stun grenade. Once stun grenade goes out, then you breach.
Gotcha, okay.
Don't pie and do this fucking number. You know, you're pieing a door. Don't stop here and fucking get a fucking gun battle with them and then fucking move. You fucking shoot and move. So you shoot while you're fucking pawing, you see him, and then you can fucking move back. Never fucking stop. 'Cause I'm pretty sure fucking Sergeant Smith told you what the fuck that opening is, correct?
He called it a death tunnel?
A fatal funnel, close to fuck enough. So
Death
you move and
tunnel.
shoot, and when in doubt, fucking flash. So you don't have, if you seen him, did you see the guy before you pied?
No, like I opened the door and was about to pie, and I could see the fucking guy through the opening.
Then you have two options. You can fucking engage him while moving back to your stack, or not engage him, call it out, and let your fucking second guy in the stack, which is your team lead, call what kind of breach he wants.
Right.
So at that point, it would have been a flash in every part of this building because you knew there was a possibility of a hostage.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. Right. Sergeant Smith.
Thank you, Sergeant. Nothing else that Sergeant Margiotta has pointed out. Only thing, you guys did a good job when you breached in. The initial breach was a little bad, but going out through, clearing out the rest of the compound was excellent. Taking out the contacts that were on the windows, whoever was the team that was on the southwestern corner, or south corner. You guys did a good job taking out any contacts you've seen through the windows. First breach was excellent. Breach into the room upstairs was excellent. There are little mishaps, but that could be improved. Any reading to point out on that. Let's see here. Most people went down. I think only one person went down. So that was a good thing.
No. The team that came.
Oh, yeah, two guys did go down, but I saw you attack revive them. But only one guy went down from Mike to revive, is what I should say. All right, Corporal Coy.
Thanks, Sergeant. I guess just to emphasize the point about engaging while pieing, definitely the last thing you want to do is get in a prolonged... Sorry, I'm not wrong. The last thing you want to do is get in a prolonged firefight at the door or in the fatal funnel, because if you go down there, you're blocking the entrance to that building, and that's just you're fucked at that point. Also, sorry to break immersion, but as far as direct communication goes, don't be scared to talk to each other all the time, because the way, like in real life, if you were clearing this building, you'd be using hand signals and stuff like that. So it's a policy that Zeus operators will not take advantage of the fact that they can hear you talking within range when you're clearing a building. So use that to your advantage for communication. That's all. Thanks, Sergeant.
Thank you, Corporal. Yep, communication is fucking key as long as it's legitimate. You don't want to talk about your fucking Saturday night while you're clearing a fucking house. Yep, that's all the gospel you're getting from me tonight, gentlemen. All yours,
Thanks,
Sergeant.
Thank you, Sergeant. Alright, so we see you guys on Thursday. There's nothing you can do from Wednesday to Thursday for you filling any squad trainings. There aren't any squad trainings on Wednesday, so try to do your best. See you guys on Thursday. Be on time. Two of you will be team leaders, of course, so get yourself prepared for that. But till then, you guys are dismissed.
All right. Thanks, Sergeant.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Good job, guys.
Private Morse, you needed to go over your radio?
I think I got her, Sergeant. I obviously just did something incorrectly, but it seems to be working correctly now.
Excellent. Well, if you got any questions, feel free to message me, and we'll go over it. I'm always here a little bit earlier on OSUT days anyways, so if you got, don't be afraid. That's what we're here for.
I did have one question with regards to the question about, the hostage and the guy when you opened the door when he was, checking it out. Reality is that we've already splayed off a whole mess of rounds and stuff like that. In this situation, don't mean to nothing about the immersion thing, but do the AI actually respond to the gunshots downstairs?
Yes. So, to break immersion, they have different settings. They'll go from careless to aware to careful.
Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys on Thursday. I don't stream on Wednesday, but I'm pretty sure I will be streaming Wednesdays. I don't have nothing to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourself. Until then, see you guys next time.